by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his cane. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a good show, and Montgomery needs a new mayor. Eddie Bader here in the studio with me. How you doing, Eddie?
A heck of a way to start. You saw his opening pitch too?
I know. I'm already convinced.
So you have not seen the video of his pitch?
Wait, Stephen Reed did an opening, like a pitch for the Biscuits?
Yes. Yes.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'll send you the video, and I would love your opinion of it, and then we can discuss amongst us.
You trying to say he should stick to football?
I'm trying to say he should have nothing to do with sports, and you can see why.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On that note, let's bring on Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show and editor-in-chief at 1819 News. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Doing well. We got to talk about this Stephen Reed first pitch here.
Yeah. You guys, for real, y'all didn't see
this?
I have not seen this.
Right, no, just a second. I'll pull it up. I know I sent it to Greg.
Describe it for me, because we're on.
He didn't even go to the mound. Okay.
What? He didn't pitch from the
from the rubber. He pitched from the green, and still didn't make it to the plate. The catcher was already a foot in front of the plate, and he still couldn't make it. It was. You remember Obama's pitch?
Yeah.
It was
with
worse.
The mom jeans?
It was worse. Okay. Yes.
What is this beta male that permeates our society? He can't make it to the plate.
And he's halfway there. He's halfway there.
At least practice, too, when you know you're going to do that.
That was my thought, too, dude. I mean, you're a moment.
I know what's going to be up on the 1819 News at 2 o'clock.
Oh, it's a great video. It's a wonderful video. I'll get it to you guys.
Credit Eduardo Baderez. That's his undercover name.
Well, this is important stuff, because if you can't complete tasks like this, I mean, the eyes of some of our fellow citizens, that's an automatic DQ.
Here.
Okay, I'm going to look at this and describe it here for folks. He's walking up. At least he doesn't have the mom jeans on, just wearing some slacks and a polo shirt. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll give him credit that his motion he doesn't flail the arm out too much.
He's 10 feet away from the plate,
but
and
you're
can't
right.
Make it.
He doesn't even get close. It's like there was no effort at all being shown. Oh, well, Montgomery really does need a new mayor after that.
I just assumed you saw this.
No,
because that was my first thought, too.
Generally thinking about the police department and all sorts of other things. Well, you're down there at the State House, Jeff. Has there been any word on, will the House in particular pass that minimum staffing levels for police departments that Barfoot started in the Senate?
I'm more optimistic on that than I am a lot of other things, I would think. That just seems something that after what happened last summer, that, people want a safe Montgomery, that this is all, as you know, Montgomery, and that it just fell in the legislature to have to do something. So I guess the way you need to look at this, guys, is if it doesn't get done, it looks really bad. Like, after all the talk about, public safety and what needs to be done, if this falls flat, despite it's going to be, it's going to have some tough opposition and some hurdles to overcome. But if it doesn't get out of the House, then I think there's going to be some splaining to do, as Ricardo would say.
Yeah, and I hope it gets done because I know there are a lot of folks across the board pushing for that. And I think even some people in the city coming around to, well, because of lack of leadership, we have these problems. So if the state's going to supplement us anyway with the crime suppression unit, well, we might as well make it official going into the future. But I want to pick your brain, too, on what else might cross the finish line here as we're in the final days of the session.
I know there's a lot of, yesterday the closed primary thing got out of committee. It sounds like the Senate doesn't have the votes for it. I wouldn't be as optimistic on that as a lot of people are talking about that. That's probably the big one that has a lot of our attention. There's some other ones. I think there's a Ten Commandments bill. It seems like every year there's a Ten Commandments bill, but that's supposed to get consideration. Some of the social stuff. Right now, they're debating a dog tethering bill or something in the House, or they just recessed. The governor's doing her sine die luncheon, and then they're meeting for caucus, and then they're going to the sine die luncheon, something of that nature. But the morning has not been productive, which tells me that things are kind of hit a lull in the House at least. We'll see what the Senate has in store later today. But the House is moving slow today.
Did you say dog tethering bill?
That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. Ask me to explain the nuance of it, but it's like a prohibition on it. Chaining your dog in your backyard or something of that sort.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm familiar with this now.
Okay. Yeah, that makes somewhat sense. But again, it's the first I've heard of it the entire session, so it's one of those last-second things. And, of course, this should be the last session, the last ever for that raggedy old highway department building. Ain't that right? That we're going to get a brand new, looks beautiful in the mock-up State House down there.
Yeah, so today and tomorrow. And my understanding is lawmakers have been told they have to be completely out. All their belongings have to be out by sometime in July, or June. But something tells me a lot of these guys will be cleared out of here by Friday for good. I just wonder who we're going to see leaves here with just a box of items, and who needs a U-Haul trailer to haul off some of their worldly possessions, I guess. But that's where they're going. They're going to move out. And then I am told that there will be some kind of a rummage sale that if you want a memento from the Alabama State House, or maybe you want some of this
mold,
looks like 1980s era furniture and furnishings they have here, all beat up, beat up office chairs or whatever.
The stories those chairs could tell, Joey.
Yeah, what do you mean, Eddie?
I'm just saying the stories that those chairs could tell. They've been there 25, 30 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of butt sitting on.
Yeah.
Got some outdated Code of Alabama books. The office I'm in right now from 1975. You got just
good kindling.
If you wanted
a lot of firewood.
A nice decorative state's House of Representatives seal that might be on the block. There's all kinds of treasures here. I guess it's in the eyes.
Are we just dumpster diving at this point?
Yes, they're desperate. they're getting desperate. But and apparently all where that is will all be like a brand new park and like green space down there. So they're expanding that even more with the green space that's already in front of the old Capitol building.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So it'll be just like the National Mall, except much smaller, I guess. But there'll be a space between the State House and the Capitol. So a lot of people probably think that they meet in the Capitol, but they haven't met in the Capitol since the early 80s. They were renovating the Capitol. They were going to make it nicer for lawmakers, but as it turned out, they decided just to stick with the Highway Department building. This was never meant to be a permanent fix. So here we are 40 years later, and they finally are getting a new State House. This was never meant to be a permanent solution. And I've always heard the stories that they tried to get the city of Montgomery at one time to condemn this building and force the state to build a new State House. And here's what I wonder someday, Joey and Eddie, that we're going to see like class action lawsuits for people having health problems and having to work in this building on a daily basis. The taxpayer is going to have to pay out some settlements here because they just never were able to get the political will, the political ambition to build a new state house. From the outside looking in, does the state house, should that be a priority? Should these lawmakers have a nice place to meet? Because my listeners are like, just let them meet in tents. But
yes,
my argument for this is just like, you got to, and we learned this during COVID, you got to have a functioning legislative branch in our system. This is the system we agreed to. If you don't have the legislature performing as it's expected to, then you have a heavy-handed executive, and that to me is not really good government at all, as we learned.
Now I'm shifting gears, looking at MS Now, and they had a chyron on the bottom saying that Trump engages in ceasefire negotiations after apocalyptic threat against Iran. And I'm very happy that he didn't destroy the entire civilization last night. And I'll get into it, folks, the details. But what a messy ceasefire this is, especially after Israel decided, well, we're going to bomb Beirut like we haven't in a while, in Lebanon, hit Hezbollah hard, and Iran's already making noises, well, we'll close the Strait over that. But, where are you at on this war at this moment?
I had one of my Breitbart colleagues make this really, I think, profound point this morning. And he said, we just look at the behavior of Donald Trump and the risk that he takes. He's a risk taker. He takes these big risks, and sometimes to the casual observer, I never would have done that in a million years. And I think that was the case with the Armageddon talk and striking Iran in the first place. This was a big risk. There were going to be repercussions, but if the risk paid off, then you were going to reap the reward. And that's been his track record ever since he's been in real estate when he got his start. And I kind of think we see a little bit of that here. Now, did the risk pay off is the question. Now, that remains to be seen. I don't think that it necessarily has had it's a resounding success. I think, we look at it and do things kind of go back to the status quo where they were on February 27th is the question. But I don't think it was necessarily a catastrophic loss either. We had to endure some pain with some high gas prices. Will people remember that when they go vote here in a few months? What impact does that have on the electorate? But on the other hand, do you set the Iranians back from whatever their destructive ambitions were? Do you set them back a few years? And maybe you could claim that as a victory.
Yeah, and I've been in sort of the let's wait and see and not prejudge any of this. And you're right. The gamble, if it pays off, it's one of the gutsiest, boldest moves in American foreign policy in a generation, if not more. And there's a lot of downside to it. It could all fall apart. But as we head into, say, July and all the festivities that'll be had around the 250th anniversary of the nation, if the war's over and gas prices are falling all of a sudden, and you're looking today in markets, oil prices drop like a rock in a great way.
But not locally.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
We're getting screwed in that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Both sides of that, yeah.
And then I think that gas is going to go up. It always is in the summer. We're going to a different grade. That's part of it. But if we get oil at that $90 a barrel ceiling is the kind of the sweet spot. But if we get it lower back to where it was, I think it's the $70s, $80s a barrel, then you should be okay. If you really want to have some real success, get it down as much as you can and do what you got to do there. But is there enough time is the question,
right,
to really get the economy firing on all cylinders.
Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're up to, how can they do so?
It's x.com/Jeff_Poor, but more importantly, always check out 1819 News, 1819news.com.
Thanks, man. We'll talk again soon.
See you, Jeff.
Again, Jeff Poor, always appreciate his time. And yeah, it was our last visit in that old raggedy building. Have you seen some of these mock-ups of the new place?
No, I tried, but when I see the liquor building that they built over by Gunner that looks like a stagecoach from the...
Oh, no, this one, Todd Stacy did a whole thing with it on Capital Journal, and it's nice. At least the mock-ups.
Are we awarding them for doing such a wonderful job?
No. I'm saying I'm just being objective.
I mean the legislatures in general. We giving them a great place, hoping they'll do a wonderful job now.
It's kind of like when you're trying to do a makeover.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get somebody new clothes and like tell them to give them a new hairdo and stuff.
You ever try to make over a big fresh pile of cow crap, Joey?
You are in one of those moods today. A big fresh pile of cow crap. I had to go shake some of these guys' hands today.
I'm sorry that you had to do that.
They're good
and I
people.
hope you use.
They're wonderful
I hope
people.
you had some hand sanitizer.
Nah, I've built up an immunity, son.
Okay.
Yeah. No, hand sanitizer. I think people don't have immunity because they've been sanitizing themselves too much. I'm from the George Carlin School. I go swim in sewage when you're a kid, and then you'll be good.
What sewage did you swim in as a child?
I'm just saying.
Right. I could take you to the place
I didn't do
where
it as
swam
a child, but, I have been going to Goat Hill for a few years.
Oh, well, there's no doubt.
Playing into
Probably got
your
something going on here.
scatological
Just saying.
cow crap.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the atrium looks absolutely beautiful. It's like a whole, like, rotunda on top. And
Does it feel like that the atrium is so beautiful when the legislators come in there, they say, ooh, we won't screw the people of Alabama today?
No, I think what it is the atrium and all those areas will be for the people that come hang out and then go to the gallery to the chambers.
Oh.
But now all the offices will be away from where main foot traffic is for the public.
Oh.
And they'll have, like, I've heard elevators and stuff to be able to go
Secret
from the
rooms?
floor to their offices.
Tunnels, Joey?
Tunnels. Tunnels.
So you're saying there would be even less available once they screw us over and we have something negative to say about it?
If you're going to be that pessimistic about it, yeah.
Sorry.
Eddie Bader on Facebook. You got any legislators out there that want to send this fella a comment?
I think there's things that they could do that are better, but, I wouldn't want to have the job either. So who am I? I wouldn't want that job.
Now, this whole ceasefire thing, I was very happy to see the announcement last night, right before 8 o'clock.
Kind of deep breath it, go, okay.
No, it was more like, oh, yeah, it's kind of what I thought. I mentioned yesterday, like, the big part of that apocalyptic threat. You know what he put in all caps? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I was also a little annoyed with, and it's not so much like about being right or wrong on the particular issue. What Tucker Carlson was doing yesterday.
I did not like that.
And it's not just Tucker, it's just the latest example of so many folks sitting in the critic seat without the weight of responsibility, any decisions. And it's one thing to have an opinion.
That's fine.
That's cool.
That's fine.
Like, we enjoy your opinions. That's why we watch Tucker Carlson. But it's another thing when you get into the land of just denunciations and I'll never work with you again and like accusation and all this stuff. And go check out the online space. And God love you folks that don't pay attention to that stuff. You're smart for not paying attention to it. But it still does affect the culture. And I think you want to talk about a sewage pipe. It's not, and you can't just blame the technology. I'm sorry.
No.
Like, people are starting to, they take themselves too seriously. I'll put it that way. They ain't in charge. Y'all need to cool your jets a little bit while still sharing your opinion.
Honestly, it reminded me of an AOC thing where she's like, just don't obey the orders. You're not in that space. You do not, and not only that, but you have nothing to lose if someone disregards the order. They have everything to lose. You'll quickly separate yourself from that. Do not put yourself in that spot. That's not your job. And that really, I lost a lot for him. And I still love Tucker Carlson, but I lost a lot for him. I got a feeling within 6 months or so, he's going to come out and say, I probably shouldn't have done that one.
Yeah, no, and like, this is also where, like, I'm not going to write off Tucker. I'm trying to take my own medicine.
It's just,
it's like, people are going to say stuff I don't like, but it's like, that's not just a fellow American. That's a fellow child of God. Yeah. Like, why are we so quick to just throw people under the bus and into the gutter? And I'm done with you because of like one thing that was said. And I'm like, yeah, human nature being what it is, but it seems heightened of late.
It does, but also is that the new way of being mad at someone is I'm never going to do something with you again when and I know most of the time they come back around.
I think it's the new way of getting attention.
And I just, sad.
It's a new way of getting attention.
I'm going to hold my breath till I turn blue.
Mm-hmm. But here is what Trump put out earlier today.
Okay.
A big day for world peace. He was threatening to end an entire civilization yesterday. Today, a big day for world peace. Iran wants it to happen. They've had enough. Likewise, so has everyone else. The United States of America will be helping the traffic build up in the Strait of Hormuz. There will be lots of positive action. Big money will be made. Iran can start the reconstruction process. will be loading up with supplies of all kinds and just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. I feel confident that it will. Just like we're experiencing in the U.S., this could be a golden age of the Middle East. President Donald J. Trump. So y'all got whiplash again?
Yep.
It's hilarious, man. If it wasn't so serious, it's hilarious. Trump goes on to say in another True Social post, the United States will work closely with Iran, which we have determined has gone through what would be a very productive regime change. There will be no enrichment of uranium, and the United States will, working with Iran, dig up and remove all the deeply buried B-2 bombers, nuclear dust. The parenthetical is the B-2 bombers. It is now and has been under very exacting satellite surveillance, Space Force. Nothing has been touched from the date of the attack. We are and will be talking tariff and sanction relief with Iran. Many of the 15 points have already been agreed to. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
Many of the 15 points?
Or 10 points or whatever.
10 points. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what I thought, but I thought maybe you'd added something at the end.
Trump also came out and said a country supplying military weapons to Iran will be immediately tariffed on any and all goods sold to the United States of America, 50% effective immediately. There will be no exclusions or exemptions.
Yes, there will.
Right. And then, there is so much competing information. Is it 10 points? Is it 15 points? Is it this? Is it that? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Trump just put this out as well. Numerous agreements, lists, and letters are being sent out by people that have absolutely nothing to do with the U.S.-Iran negotiation. In many cases, they are total fraudsters, charlatans, and worse. They will be rapidly exposed after our federal investigation is completed. There's only one group of meaningful points that are acceptable to the United States, and we will be discussing them behind closed doors during these negotiations. These are the points that are the basis on which we agreed to a ceasefire. It is something that is reasonable and can easily be dispensed with. It's very much like fake news CNN last night headlining a source that had no power or authority to write a letter claiming great authority. President Donald J. Trump.
Well, as an everyday person, American, I don't know who they're negotiating with. I don't know if it's Ahmed or whoever. I don't know.
Well, and then from the Wall Street Journal, Israel was informed at the last minute about the U.S.-Iran ceasefire and was not happy about the limited consultation. Trump called Netanyahu shortly before the announcement. Israel agreed to join the deal, but strongly objected to including Lebanon. Israel now says the ceasefire applies only to Iran and that it will continue to strike Hezbollah in Lebanon. In fact, Israel did do that, and massive attacks in Beirut. And so Iran has claimed they've closed the Strait now in response to defending their brothers in Hezbollah. Though, who knows? Well, in a second after this break, get into a full Axios report of all the mixed signals going on. Also, a report came out that Iran plans to charge ships in Bitcoin to pass the Strait of Hormuz. $1 per barrel, payable instantly in BTC and Bitcoin.
Okay, I think you and I could go over there right now and do that kind of thing. No one's going to know. They're just going to pay to whoever and wherever.
Sure. Well, and then some in the U.S. Government said, no, there's not going to be any tolls.
You're right.
And then Trump came out and said, we might have a joint toll system.
You know this. Tolls? I never thought of that. Now
and by the way, on the Bitcoin thing, the New York Times put an investigative reporter on it, and they have figured out the inventor of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. No, they didn't.
Oh.
It's like some guy named Adam. And everybody in the Bitcoin community is like, yeah, we thought it was him 5 years ago. You dopes. It's such a tight-knit own thing, its own community that as soon as a corporate media type comes in and goes, oh, we think we figured it out.
Nerd.
It's like, no, you didn't.
A nerd calling a nerd a nerd.
Oh, it's Hal Finney. No, it's not.
No, it's somebody else.
And that, by the way, is one of the coolest things about Bitcoin is that whoever made it, whether it's a man or a group of people, had stayed completely quiet. They have shut the F up, excuse me for using harsh letters. And what happens is that removes the human element in a large way. Also, and it's just let this protocol run.
That tells you, though, it might just be one person, but it's very few because not a lot of people can keep their.
Oh, and there's theories that it's the CIA or it's DARPA or it's
Ross Perot.
That would be something. Ross Perot here from the grave. I'm back. You thought I flew away with my ears. I didn't. I've been here the whole time. In the
Mr. Ross
shadows.
Perot. We could use some Ross Perot in this country.
Could use that sort of common sense. Who put it on MS Now, by the way?
I was going to ask you that if you were just depressed or.
No, I didn't put it on there. Aaron, who's that?
Aaron?
Aaron with the Cook political reporter.
You got my glasses. I can't see that far.
Yeah, she's kind of cute.
Whatever.
What do you mean? You're so harsh on women.
I know. It's getting worse, too. But, yeah, she's not a winner, Joey. She is not a winner.
Just from looking at her?
Yep.
That's just mean.
I'm agreeing with you 100%. But I see so many flaws.
I need a mirror. I need a mirror.
Don't, Joey. Don't.
Look at the stream.
I refuse to look in the mirror.
I
It's
see.
very healthy for
Let
me.
me look at the stream. So many flaws.
So many flaws.
Wow.
Yeah.
And myself and you. Like, look at us. This raggedy crew here.
Why? What? I think I look good today. I need a haircut.
You need a haircut?
Bad. We hit the Chinese buffet today, too. I might have some indigestion before it's over with.
What did you eat at the buffet?
Spicy shrimp, like a jalapeno shrimp. Of course, I got the little pork poppers. Things were good. Had some of those Chinese donuts.
I knew you got the Chinese donuts. The things with the syrup and a little bit of sugar on them.
But this Chinese buffet, I don't know if all of them have this, but this one, they have Cheetos. They have...
Did you get some wontons, some cream cheese wontons?
I did get a wonton thing, but I didn't put the cream cheese in there. I got the little soy sauce on that one. But they have Cheetos, chocolate chip cookies, marshmallows.
Anyway, yesterday we thought a civilization is going to be wiped off the map, possibly even a nuke. Mark Levin was doing that. And now today, Trump's saying, great day for world peace. Great day for world peace. JD, get on it, JD. Get on it, Marco.
Yeah, Marco.
Do it, Jared.
I'm liking the Marco.
Steve.
I think Marco's going to be the next prez. I think he's going to bump JD out.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Going with action, man. That dude's full of action right now.
Anyway, we got to hit this break.
All
We'll
right.
be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233. 733. And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe. That is correct. Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth. What was that? I went to the Walmart, man. Yes. And I accidentally went in the back door. How did that work out? Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in. And then what did you do? I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter. You flew millions of miles just for that. Hey, man, I don't write them. I just read them.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Wiley Sanders Truck Lines is offering right now a $2,500 bonus just to sign up and drive for a God-friendly family for truckers. Call Wiley Sanders. You'll get a $2,500 sign-on bonus right now.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a decent day underway with partial sunshine today and a high temperature into the middle 70s. I think we'll drive through the evening hours tonight if you have plans, but then maybe some widely scattered showers overnight tonight. Low temperature down to about 53. Back to dry weather tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix with Thursday's high up to about 74. I think we'll tease 80 degrees on Friday in mostly sunny skies, and then 83 perhaps on Saturday with more sun over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Y'all don't understand how hard it is to sometimes do this show. With this joker right here.
This is like therapy for me sometimes, Joey.
Just don't know how hard it is.
Pretty hard.
Shut up. You shut up. You shut up while you're talking to me. I'm going to have to go to confession because of you.
I'll go with you. I'll be right behind you.
You need it.
But I do have a question about confession. Very serious question.
Okay.
If someone they convert to Catholics, okay? When they go to confession, I mean, there's 30, 40 years of stuff. How do you just got to brush over that? Or are you really going to keep the guy there for hours on end while you try to go over every indiscretion you ever had?
I mean, I'm not a priest, so I don't know exactly.
But you've got experience in that.
Yeah, I did categories.
What is that?
That's like they'll give you, there's a little pamphlet before you go with the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
And like all the things that fall under that sort of thing.
Okay.
And so you can be like, I've all of them.
Yeah, that's okay, good. There's a box for that.
Right. And say, but then like there are categories of things like pride. There's so many different things you did over 10, 20, 30 years that are prideful. Comfort. So giving in to like, turning the bread or turning stones into bread, the first temptation across the desert. Like despairing.
Oh, Joey.
So you can cover a lot of things, but then there's all the sexual sins and then there's all sorts of stuff.
So again,
you could speed it up a little bit.
Out for a day and we do this, or
it depends on how much you got to confess. But in all seriousness, you would have to like the point would be to be truly contrite and to let your heart out. You let your heart out. It might not be like you just sit there and list every little thing you ever did wrong.
Could you just say I've done so wrong and I want to be right? I mean, do you have to?
You would start with what the church calls the mortal sins.
Okay.
Like all sin is wrong, but there are certain things that are like mortal sins that really harm your relationship.
I understand that.
Yeah. Like you murdered a guy. Or you
gotta go there first.
Or in most cases in this society, like you slept around outside of
marriage. I bet.
Fornication or adultery.
I bet that's very popular nowadays.
Masturbation, all that sort of stuff.
You got really that too? Okay.
So if you're ready to sign up for convert, you got to go through all classes and everything.
Do you get to like during the classes have like miniature confessions throughout the way, so it won't be so long when you finally do the one?
I don't know exactly. Again, I've never been through the process. I was a cradle Catholic.
Kind of feel like yours might have been the way to go.
Yeah, I got it all out of the way like early.
Yeah.
As you grow up.
Interesting. Well, appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. Appreciate that. It's hard. It's so hard. Y'all know how hard it is.
You don't know how long I've been wanting to ask you this question.
Do the show with this fella. Like, I'm completely off guard. The conversation we're having off air, and now you're asking me about a sacrament. Like, what in the world is this?
These are questions I have for someone that I know has the answers.
I don't.
You've answered very well so far. I give you 88.
Yeah. Well, and also watch out for presumption. It's like, I'm going to go and do all this stuff knowing that I'm going to ask for forgiveness later. That in and of itself is a really bad one.
That's the wrong one, huh?
It's a really bad one to do.
You've got some rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you think about it just logically, like that's a pretty good reason. Like,
It is.
to be against that.
Can't
You
argue
can't be
with that.
presuming.
I can't argue with that. That is pretty good.
Let's go to Sam. Hey, Sammy.
What up, Sammy?
Gentlemen, thank you for taking my call. You know, and luck would have it, I can answer Eddie's question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's say you're right there and you're in confession, and let's say, just as an example, this Epstein fellow, he's got quite a list that he would, so what you do, you go yada, yada, yada. Okay, just like old Seinfeld episode.
Confession.
I don't think you can yada, yada, yada your way out of this one.
I don't think you can on that.
I bought an island, yada, yada, yada. Anyway.
We're invited some people to go snorkeling, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yeah.
I hung out with the president, yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we fed them jerky. That's awful. Hey, listen, guys, the only reason I called, I was telling Eddie earlier, yesterday, that feel in the air, it was palatable. Everybody I was around could feel it, and everybody's stomach was tight. And it's just, even though the war continues and it may just get awful, much more awful before it ends.
Yeah.
Still today, the feeling is there's just so much pressure relief that cooler heads have prevailed, and peace is being pursued. And it's good. It's nice to see both of y'all. Gentlemen, like I said yesterday, it showed y'all was uptight and like I said, people. Anyways, it affected us all.
It did.
It was like a tribalism. The tribes under attack or fear, but it really was. That's why I believe in the power of prayer.
100%.
Through unity, we have strength, and
amen.
And and hopefully we can get through this without just getting worse, catching the earth on fire. That was it, man. That was it. I asked you Eddie's question.
All right. Well, thank you, Sammy.
Okay, guys. I gotta go to town and be busy, but I just wanted to touch base. Wish me luck. I'll get back to that tomorrow. Let me go, guys.
All right. See you, Sammy.
Appreciate it, Sam. 2729228. Let's go to Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Hey, did you hear about that shooting the other night?
Which one, Soldier Boy? There's quite a few.
Well, you remember the rappers. What's his name? Offset got shot last night.
Is that the one that was off Gatsby Lane?
I think that was night before last.
No. This is on over in Atlanta.
Oh,
okay.
Remember that they used to have a group called the Three Amigos, and one of them got shot and killed, and there was only two left, and now this one's trying to get shot and killed. I tell you, I guess they want to live the hard life and going to choose the hard life, and he was shot, and the guy that arrested him was another rapper. Oh my goodness, It's sad. Hey, I want to talk about the Trump cool down period. Okay. Big mistake, Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
The one amigo, by the way, the one amigo doesn't have the same ring as Three Amigos.
No, he's just called a loser.
No.
Anyway, you think Trump's made a mistake with this ceasefire?
Well, I did a total of 2 tours, one for 16 months and one for 18 months when I was in the green zone of Baghdad, in Fallujah, and Taji, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I got the opportunity to work with the director of the Ministry of Defense, and he spoke perfect English and everything, and he had a Cockney accent. I said, "Where'd you get to?" He says he went to Oxford schooling, and he was raised in London, England. He says, and because it was a Ramadan, he's got a bottle of Jack on the table and smoking cigarettes, and I was like, "It's a Ramadan, Colonel." He goes, those are for the nuts. Those are the crazies. He says, "You know what's going to happen, Soldier Boy, when you guys leave." I go, "What's that?" He says, "Things are going to go back to the way they were."
Yep.
You got to understand something. We had the Sunni and the Shiites, on a bus, and they were ready to kill each other we were trying to do a payday roll, cash with a box and everything, sign their name. They got about 4 names because these people are tribal people. And the Quran says you can kill, lie, cheat, steal for the betterment it's all okay. It's not like the Bible. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, and thou shalt not covet another man's wife. You know,
Or his livestock.
That's just, yeah, well, that too, and over there probably, yeah. But here's the whole problem about it is all they're doing. I read in there that China is sending them parts.
Yep.
Like I said yesterday, they're sending them parts that they're going to replenish their missiles,
Yep.
rearm, and I don't understand what Mr. Trump. He got some, like you said earlier in your intro today. He got some bad info again.
But let me ask you, though, why do you think you have better info than the president?
Why? Because maybe how long has the president lived with them?
It's a good
Not
question,
one
but he's
damn
also the president with probably advisors who've done a lot of time in that part of the
Advisors
world.
that probably not spend one damn day. Ollie North didn't spend one day. He was off the rocker too. Okay, you're not going to have an overthrow of the government unless those people have weapons and guns, which they don't.
They don't.
These people are not out in the streets, throwing down and everything, which we thought were going to do government, turnaround and everything. But these people are scared to get out in the streets. They're afraid to die. These people still have control inside their own, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's no regime change because they signed a no what do you call it? No fighting, ceasefire Okay, you signed it. Who signed it? Everybody that was in charge has been dead already now. Who do you know who's in charge? And the person who said it could have been a 10-year-old kid over a radio talking to somebody in the State Department. You don't know who's running the show over there. Would you agree with that? Nobody knows who's running it. Trump even admitted it. Well, we took off the first tier and the second tier and the third tier and the JV team and the mini league. Who is he dealing with? Who signed? Who had the authority to do a ceasefire?
It's a good question, and we don't know.
I mean, you're right. I thought the same thing.
We don't know. Exactly. And trust me, we know on our side of it was Mr. Trump, and Israel's not too happy. They didn't get the word. I love it. Was it an hour after they signed it, agreed to the peace? What happened? They had missiles launched towards Tel Aviv in Israel? Mm-hmm. That would have been it, Mr. Trump. I would have said, that's it. You broke the law again. Things are on ready to crank up, and they need to crank up. Nothing's going to change over there. And you agreed when you said it. They're going to charge what? A toll to go through? Mm-hmm. Really?
Sure.
Well, then
with Bitcoin?
Yeah,
really?
then we'll see. I'm just saying it like I don't know why you're so certain the president's wrong on this and doesn't know what he's doing at all.
Well, I don't say he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's getting misled, like you said earlier in your intro, getting some misinformation from the wrong people like he did his first administration. Would you agree with that?
No, not really. But we'll see. Because,
well,
I mean,
we'll see.
Let's let it play out. There's a lot of noise being made. I mean, as I'm looking at it, you have White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt says Iran has agreed to open the Strait of Hormuz. Then you have Netanyahu, and the strike's already happened, saying the temporary ceasefire with Iran will not include Lebanon. Today, we have given Hezbollah the strongest blow they have suffered since the pagers. And from another report breaking, the Iranian regime has officially announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, citing the massive Israeli attack inside Lebanon. Now, I have a sense Trump's still going to follow through with the conversations that will be had with apparently the vice president leading it.
Well, who's he? They said the president's talking to the ambassador over there.
Yeah. Again, we don't know the exact players that they're interfacing with, but your point's made loud and clear, man. And we'll see how long this holds. Doesn't look like it's holding, and if it's even held in the beginning.
Well,
so just destroy the whole civilization then.
No, I'm not saying that, but fight this fire with fire. I'm a firm believer in that. When I was over there, they fired weapons from the top of the University of Baghdad. They fired from the top of mosques. They fired mortar shells from the top of hospitals. There's no Geneva rules on fighting this. It's like the movie with Mel Gibson? Yeah. When the British wanted to fight with them, they didn't like being shot, from the woods and the angles and blind spots and everything. They didn't come out and fight. Mm-hmm. This is not a war that's going to be fought with men with any rules or anything.
Oh, let me cite recently the ceasefire that got the fighting and the killing to stop in Gaza. Like, that's still held.
Did it?
Largely, yeah.
It held a couple times. It held a couple times until Israel went back there and bombed them some more and came in there hard and heavy with the heavy stuff and went in the tunnels and blew everything up. But don't you remember they also they said that and Trump even got upset. I remember him on TV. He says, "I thought we had an agreement with this," and the next thing you know, he says, "I'm going to be joining Israel and we're going to be taking care of this if this ain't resolved." And
so there's
Israel's
still fighting going on there to this day.
I believe there is with Israel.
Okay.
Israel is not going to be wiped out, period. Okay. That's
yeah, well, they just get to do whatever they want. I get it. Some partner. Anyway. Got to hit this break.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When your tax refund comes, put it on the floor and walk on it. Revitalize the look and feel of your home with new floors from Prattville Carpet. With faster and better service than the big box stores and luxury vinyl planks starting as low as $4.99 per square foot. You'll enjoy that tax refund turned flooring every single day.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Dial 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Swinson Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folk helping local business.
The mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
So hard with this guy. Saying all sorts of crazy stuff off air.
Just making sure you're aware.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Austin Baranco with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Having a good Wednesday, Joey. How are you and Eddie?
We're good. We're better than yesterday, but
yeah.
It looks like also the markets are better than yesterday. What's the reaction, especially to this geopolitical news?
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. We've really been needing a ceasefire. I know that he had put an aggressive timeline on it earlier, and it got pushed back a couple of days. And now that we have a ceasefire, the market has, really rebounded strongly in all the major indices: S&P, Dow, Nasdaq, and then you've seen a drop in crude, and you've seen a drop in the 10-year, which are both really good. We're not back to where we were. We're probably 200 points off the high in the S&P, but if we have more of this continue, I think that it will be a good thing. But it's kind of schizophrenic right now with the way that the conflict is being handled. So we have, I think, a 2-week ceasefire. I think for the next 2 weeks things will mellow out a bit, and then we'll see where we stand in 2 weeks. But if this continues and we can get true resolution, I think it's going to be good all the way around.
Yeah, and then you got to wonder about, I'm already starting to think what are going to second quarter, say, GDP report's going to look like, and especially how does that affect Main Street with this sort of blip, I guess, bleeding in from the first to the second quarter? I just wonder.
Yeah, we're kind of on a 6-week downward trajectory, so any large companies that have to buy in advance, particularly fuel, I think you're going to see numbers coming in for Q1 weaker than expected. You may see that show up in the second quarter in the form of inflation on goods that have to be transported with oil. But it's a little bit of a whiplash. So what we need to see is, continued stability, and hopefully by the end of Q2, we're back on a good track. But you're right. I mean, there's going to be a gap, like a 6-week gap in data, and we're going to have to digest that and understand, how broadly this affected supply chains.
Now let's, excuse me. Now let's tell folks about Invista Advisors real quick.
Yeah, so we're a registered investment advisory, and we want to help with anything in the realm of finance. Whether it be planning for retirement or putting kids through college, buying or selling a business. If you need help with accounting needs, we've got a great partner accounting firm we work with. So anything in the realm of finance, if you don't have somebody working for you or with you, we'd love the opportunity to be that person.
And folks, that number to get in touch with them, start the conversation, is 387-0094. When you call them up at 387-0094, be sure to tell them you heard Austin Branco on the radio with Joey Clark.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Joey, and you and Eddie have a great day.
You too.
See you.
Thanks, man. Again, that's Austin Branco with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm great.
Hey, just as a disclaimer, I'm not the biggest Trump fan. I was probably one of the biggest in 2016, one of the first.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember that when they had like 17 Republicans on the stage back then.
Oh yeah.
And they asked all the Democrats and all the Republicans the same thing, would you shoot Russian planes out of the sky over Syria? All the Democrats said yes. All the Republicans said yes. In two different debates, Democrat and Republican debate, same question was asked. And the only people that said that was a very bad idea was Rand Paul and Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more of a Rand Paul guy, but then Trump won the primary. And I was pro-Trump for about a year and a half. Then I was pretty much done with him, especially during COVID. But what's going to be very telling here, because this has happened already, is if within the next few days, if this ceasefire holds, which it doesn't look like it is, but if it does hold, if any new Epstein-Trump connections start coming out, that's going to be very telling of who's pulling the strings here. And as far as your next president goes, I think it's going to be J.D. Vance. And I think it's going to be sooner than people think it is.
Oh, so you think there is a plot afoot to oust Trump as president altogether, and you think Vance is the go-to guy, the heir apparent for, wow, okay, I see where you're coming from.
I don't know if that was the plan. But Trump's pretty much, he's doing a pretty good job of that himself already with his rhetoric. If you look back and just back up and look at the whole big picture, this is the rantings of a madman. I mean, this past whole couple months.
Just madness? There's no method to the madness at all?
I don't think so this time. I don't think this is 4D chess. I don't think this is strategic. I think this is a man that got backed into a corner. Israel got him pushed into a corner, and he doesn't know how to get out of it. I think he had a scapegoat last night. He's trying to claim it as a win. But if I agree to all your terms, I can't call myself a winner.
Yeah, but they're already claiming that those aren't the 10 points of Iran aren't the 10 points he's talking about.
Yeah, after his deadline hit last night. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see him lasting. I just don't. He's 79 years old, and he's just gotten worse and worse as far as this ranting goes. So
well, we'll see how it plays out.
I still rather have him than Kamala, but it is what
With
it
you
is.
on that. Yeah.
I'm sad about our choices that we have.
Well, I appreciate the
yeah.
frank predictions on this and perspective. Appreciate it, Robert. Call again.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Robert.
sir. Have a good day.
See you, buddy.
2729228. Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear all sorts of prognostications about what might occur here in the next few months.
You making a ton of money on Bitcoin right now?
Am I making a ton of money? No.
Well, because you can buy those seats on the Virgin Atlantic flight again. They're back open. $750,000 gets you a flight around the ride that they did where they go around the moon and they come back.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have that sort of change on. You think I should still be doing this?
Joey, I mean, what can you put a price on that kind of experience for one?
Yes, $750,000.
And that's up from $600,000 a year ago.
You can literally, you just set the price.
And they have 675 people waiting already. We're in the wrong business, bro.
That size said it all. Y'all stay tuned. More after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The markets are responding well to the good news of a ceasefire between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. Right now, it is the Dow Jones Industrial Average up by 1,230 points. The NASDAQ up by 627. The S&P 500 up by 157 at this hour. There have been a few breaches of the ceasefire. Iran continue to fire at least some small attacks at its nearby neighbors, and Israel says it is not going to stop its attacks against the Hezbollah terrorist group. It's been attacking it from southern Lebanon. Also at SRNews.com, President Trump says the U.S. will work with Iran to, quote, dig up and remove its enriched uranium. He wrote online the U.S. would remove any nuclear dust from the bomb sites of last summer's military strikes, and that, quote, there will be no enrichment of uranium by Iran. This is SRN News.
Hi, Mike Gallagher here, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. As we head into spring, there's some good news in the housing market. Rates have recently dropped. When rates drop, payments can drop. That can mean hundreds of dollars a month back in your pocket, money you can use to pay bills, reduce debt, or strengthen your financial position. That's why this is the time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. They're helping homeowners refinance into lower rates and reduce their monthly mortgage payments. Fellowship also offers a fixed rate line of credit for home projects or consolidating a high interest debt with fast approval and a predictable rate. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. That's 2 months of breathing room while you reposition financially. I've used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Before you make your next move, go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a decent day underway with partial sunshine today and a high temperature into the middle 70s. I think we'll drive through the evening hours tonight if you have plans, but then maybe some widely scattered showers overnight tonight. Low temperature down to about 53. Back to dry weather tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix with Thursday's high up to about 74. I think we'll tease 80 degrees on Friday in mostly sunny skies, and then 83 perhaps on Saturday with more sun over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed held his monthly briefing on Tuesday. The mayor said the city is seeing real measurable progress in reducing crime. Reed cited year-over-year declines that include violent crime down 13% and homicides down 39%. Mayor Reed stated overall crime in the city is down 22% so far this year. A homicide investigation is underway after one of the victims of a Montgomery evening double shooting has died. The incident happened just off Zelda Road in the 200 block of Gatsby Drive, where an adult male and a juvenile were wounded by gunfire. 18-year-old Vincent Grider died of his injuries on Monday. No update has been provided on the juvenile victim's condition. Time is running out for businesses in the city of Montgomery to file for grants from the American Rescue Plan Act. Up to $3 million in ARPA funds are still available, but the Montgomery City Council recently tabled a motion to open the application process. The deadline for applying for the small business grants is coming up in June. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, we have the Vice President of the United States who's supposed to be the point man on the negotiations.
Okay.
And of course, there's all sorts of folks saying the Strait's closed, nothing Strait's going to be open, or because of those missiles fired last night. Well, Pete Hegseth, I believe, said they need to send some carrier pigeons to they got command and control problems in Iran. And
I have a hard time buying into that, but okay.
Anyway.
I do believe, though, they do have command and control problems, but
this comment by the Vice President, J.D. Vance, goes beyond just the war right in front of our face for the time being. It's just a general thing I've also started to notice in politics, but let's listen in. Maybe I noticed it looking in the mirror for years. Anyway, let's listen to J.D.
The piece of advice I'd give to you, and I give it to American students, American conservatives in particular, is resist the temptation to think that victory is immediate or that we're going to win back our civilization through instant gratification. This institution was founded in 1996. It's far more influential than it was back then, but I think a lot of people, this is particularly true in the United States of America, if they see something that the administration does they don't like, they say, oh, that's not what we voted for, we're going to check out of politics. No. That's the exact wrong response. If we do something you don't like, the response should be to get more involved, to make your voice heard, and to try to push things in the direction that you want them to be pushed. Our civilization was not built overnight. It's not going to be saved overnight. And so what I'd encourage you to do is stay involved, be patient, and don't let disappointment turn to checking out of the system entirely. There's way too much of that, I would say, in the Anglo system and the American system. There's way too much, I didn't like this thing that the vice president said, or I didn't like this thing that the president did, and I'm going to completely check out. We call that blackpilling in the United States of America, and blackpilling is how you give power to the forces that are trying to destroy what our ancestors built.
Amen.
We need to take power back from those people and build the kind of institutions that can actually save our societies. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen in the term of one prime minister or one president, but it will happen so long as we keep our faith in God and we work hard to achieve it. That's what we have to do.
And I think that's just good advice
All the way
for
around.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you remember, have you ever been to Europe?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever
Traveled
go to
through.
the Gothic cathedrals?
No.
Like Cologne or?
No, we did see the Roman Cathedral, or I'm sorry,
Notre Dame and
Colosseum, but we were traveling, so it was like a day here.
Oh, you didn't go by
there.
St. Peter's Basilica or the Vatican or anything?
No, I did want to go to the Vatican, but
It'd be pretty incredible.
I wanted to go, but honestly, it was my dad, my mom, and 4 kids. Who wants to go all that to the Vatican?
But think about this, like, for instance, like, I think it's Chartres Cathedral in France.
Uh-huh.
That one actually only took 25, 30 years to build.
With no modern tools, too.
Pretty amazing, yeah. Built from 1220 by 1220, 1225.
A lot of those.
Pretty incredible.
A lot of those older churches and older things like that. The thing that kills me is they were built such short a period of time, but no modern tools.
But that was a rebuild after a major fire in 1194, so that wasn't from the ground up. So you think of like the great, like Milan Cathedral in Italy, began in 1386 and wasn't fully finished until the mid 20th century, nearly 600 years. Took 600 years to build. Notre Dame in Paris, roughly 182 years in total to build and to finish. The Cologne Cathedral, exactly 632 years from 1248, fully completed in 1880. And so could you imagine when you're, say just the Cologne Cathedral, you're starting it in 1248, and you don't know when it'll be finished.
Right.
You just have this vision. And, lately I'm working on for the magazine for 1819, like, what does it mean to inherit or pass on generational change, family legacy, these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And in some ways, I think it has much more to do with the unseen things of this world. Because to build something that magnificent as the Cologne Cathedral, and to build something that when you start, without especially modern technology or tools or stuff, is going to take 10, 20, 30, 40 generations of men that you hope will continue the project. You have to have faith in something unseen. One thing I worry about is these beautiful cathedrals there in Europe. They're still beautiful in that outward beauty, that outward accomplishment put together by generations over centuries is there. But you got to wonder how many folks have the appreciation for the unseen thing that motivated those folks to create these castles essentially built to honor God. And I think this is what J.D. Vance is getting at, is that it has to be a devotion to the unseen, an assurance and a hope and a conviction in the unseen. Faith, for lack of a better word.
Faith.
And of course, that begins with fear and faith in God, fear of and faith in God, but then also faith in the fact that you're going to start this and your family's going to keep the faith. Your nation's going to keep the faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of our issue is this instant gratification.
Oh, sure.
And there is the demonic whispering in everybody's ear. It doesn't matter. Give up. Go for the short-term fix. Take the happy pill.
Mm-hmm.
Because those exist, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
There's so much that it'll never work out. It'll never be what you thought. Like, paint a perfect picture, bring to life a vision in one's mind that you'll always see that picture smashed up every time. And it's like, no, that's no way to live.
No, but not everybody shares your dream.
Especially when you start to understand I'm not the painter. And even if I am literally the architect who designs the Cologne Cathedral, I'm still not the person who actually has given us these designs to make this thing even possible in the first place. So I think there's something to be said about what the vice president's getting at. Will it happen overnight? No.
No.
But can we head in the right direction despite pain, suffering, and maybe having to take a crap load of medicine? Us very much in need of a physician? Yeah, probably. But that's one thing that does continue to take me aback is like how long some of these things that we've inherited it took to make, and the undergirding foundations it took people and gave people the fortitude to make these things and to endure and keep that going. Do we still have that? Does that still exist? And as much as we rely on technology, as much as we rely on all this stuff, for instance, this recent trip around the moon, you know, you're also dealing with folks that think it's completely fake.
Oh, yeah, a lot of it.
And then folks that are bought in completely. But say you're one of the 4 actually on that tin can going around, being slingshotted around the moon. It takes a lot more than having a great mathematical mind or a scientific mind or the guts to be able to take multiple G's or the skill and prowess to be able to actually operate these things. It takes faith.
Oh, yeah.
And ask anybody who's done anything great. It takes faith. And when you keep in mind that the world was made out of things that are unseen, things we cannot see, it gets you back to at least an interior headspace where maybe all this stuff vying for my attention, whispering in my ear, claiming this is the next big thing, in particular, say, a political election. It just ain't true.
Right.
And it would be beautiful if, like you just heard Vice President Vance, more and more politicians, you know, of course, you always see the hype around an American election. That's what we do. But more and more in their quiet moments when they're in public, say, look, it ain't built in a day. And don't despair. That's the sort of message a lot of folks need. Don't despair, even when it looks rough.
It's easier said than done.
And don't put all your hope and change in man, like the whole Barack Obama
Put
thing.
a whole lot of it.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's not going to work
Set
out.
up for disappointment.
So the vice president goes on. Apparently, he's going to be the point man in a lot of these negotiations, as folks, for all sorts of different reasons, are despairing or said this won't work or that won't work. And perhaps you're right in the short term. But here we have the vice president kind of talking about what they have right now, this fragile agreement that they have right now. Let's listen.
I do think there are good developments here. And let me just say a few things. First of all, what the president set out to do was decimate the Iranian military, decimate their ability to wage conventional war. And that military objective, as the president said yesterday, as I said yesterday, has been achieved. And because of that, what the president did is he basically issued an ultimatum to the Iranians. He said, open up the straits, stop trying to hold the world's economy hostage, and we'll engage in a ceasefire. And that's exactly the agreement that we came to last night. The Iranians have agreed to open up the straits. The United States has agreed to stop attacking. And that, and not just the United States, but also our allies, have agreed to stop attacking. And that is the basis of this fragile truce that we have, which is now, 8 to 12 hours old. Now, here's what I'll say about this. I've learned a lot about the Iranian system and a lot about the way the Iranians negotiate. As the president told me last night, the Iranians are better negotiators than they are fighters. I'm sure they don't like to hear that, but it's true. But here's a couple things. So, one, just in the response that we've seen from various segments of Iran, you have on the one hand people within Iran who have responded very favorably. The foreign minister who said, look, we agreed to the United States' terms. We'll do a ceasefire, we'll do a negotiation, we'll open the Straits of Hormuz, and then we'll see if we can come to more agreement down the road. So some of the people have responded favorably and have said the right things. And then you have some people on social media within their system who are basically lying about what we've accomplished militarily. They're lying about the nature of the agreement. They're lying about the nature of the ceasefire. And so you have just, even within their system, and this is why I say this is a fragile truce, you have people who clearly want to come to the negotiating table and work with us to find a good deal. And then you have people who are lying about even the fragile truce that we've already struck. And that's just an interesting thing about their system. And the final point that I'll say about this is the President of the United States has told me, and he's told the entire negotiating team, the Secretary of State, the Special Envoy, Steve Witkoff, he said, go and work in good faith to come to an agreement. That is what he has told us to do. If the Iranians are willing, in good faith, to work with us, I think we can make an agreement. If they're going to lie, if they're going to cheat, if they're going to try to prevent even the fragile truce that we've set up from taking place, then they're not going to be happy. Because what the president has also shown is that we still have clear military, diplomatic, and maybe most importantly, we have extraordinary economic leverage. So the president has told us not to use those tools. He's told us to come to the negotiating table. But if the Iranians don't do the exact same thing, they're going to find out that the president of the United States is not one to mess around. He's impatient. He's impatient to make progress. He has told us to negotiate in good faith. And I think if they negotiate in good faith, we will be able to find a deal. But that's a big if. And ultimately, it's up to the Iranians how they negotiate. I hope they make the right decision.
Piggybacking off of what he just said, the last thing he said there.
Yeah.
It is very healthy to have the mentality that Rome wasn't built in a day. The great cathedrals weren't built in a day. In fact, were built over generations.
Right.
But it's having that mentality, truly taking that mentality to heart, and then also having the mentality of, I'm going to change the world in a day. When you combine the two, you might have a sweet spot. That might seem contradictory, but no, it's sort of expect the most of yourself. Do the most you can with the time you are given to where you'll shock the world. Because sometimes you might be able to build something a lot faster than anybody would have guessed.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, apparently Caroline Leavitt was just doing a bunch of press briefings here.
Okay.
And let's go into some of this, because she already came out and said all these reports that are out today that the Strait of Hormuz is closed are false, echoing what the vice president just said in that clip. I believe he's still in Hungary.
We need to put a webcam there. It's the only way we can find out, Joey.
Lebanon, in fact, saying that they've seen an uptick in the Strait, like the activity of the number of ships actually passing through. But here's Leavitt really, the 10-point plan thing.
Okay.
This is at least the press secretary's take on this. Let's listen in.
The valiant efforts of all of our incredible service members created maximum leverage for the President of the United States, allowing he and his leadership team to engage in tough negotiations over the past couple of weeks that have now created an opening for a diplomatic solution in long-term peace in the Middle East. The President's maximum pressure and the leverage created by the success of Operation Epic Fury led to the Iranian regime asking for and ultimately agreeing to a ceasefire proposal with the United States. Iran could no longer tolerate being bombed or taking the gamble of what was to come following President Trump's 8 p.m. deadline last night. Iran has agreed to open the Strait of Hormuz, and as the president said, we have received a proposal from the Iranians that has been determined to be a workable basis on which to negotiate. I've seen a lot of inaccurate coverage today from the media about these negotiations and these plans already. So let me be clear and correct the record. The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage by President Trump and his negotiating team. Many outlets in this room have falsely reported on that plan as being acceptable to the United States, and that is false. With the president's deadline fast approaching and the United States military completely decimating Iran with each passing hour, the regime acknowledged reality to the negotiating team. They put forward a more reasonable and entirely different and condensed plan to the president and his team. President Trump and the team determined the new modified plan was a workable basis on which to negotiate and to align it with our own 15-point proposal. The president's red lines, namely the end of Iranian enrichment in Iran, have not changed. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd. The president will only make a deal that serves in the best interests of the United States of America, and he as a negotiating team will focus on this effort over the next 2 weeks, so long as the Strait of Hormuz remains open with no limitations or delays. These extraordinarily sensitive and complex negotiations will take place behind closed doors over the course of the next 2 weeks. I would strongly advise the media against running with narratives that have no basis in fact. What Iran says publicly or feeds to all of you in the press is much different than what they communicate to the United States, the president, and his team privately. Never underestimate President Trump's ability to successfully advance America's interests and broker peace. President Trump has a proven track record of achieving good deals on behalf of the United States and the American people, and he will only accept one that puts America first.
Again, that's just about 30 minutes ago there from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
She pregnant?
Yes, she is.
Looks ravishing.
Yeah, she is glowing.
She looks
That's
really
a very true thing.
She looks really good. There's a thing about the pregnancy glow of women, and she's got it right now.
It's fair enough. No, it's just because you agree with her politically, though.
Not really. I mean, she looks good. I was wondering
I mean,
what the glow
I
was.
brought up the other reporter earlier and on MS Now. And
Yeah, but did you see the difference between the two?
I saw the difference, but I think you're also overstating the difference.
Could
a
be.
little bit.
Could be.
I think you're being a little harsh on those you disagree with politically, Eddie.
Hmm.
That's just sexist and
Yeah,
wrong.
it is. It
It's
sounds like-
so, you don't know how wrong you are.
But if I'm acknowledging it,
Mhm.
does that make it any better?
Acknowledging how, are you changing your ways?
No,
or are you just
just
doubling
acknowledging
down? Okay. Now, here is the press secretary, shorter clip, acknowledging essentially the vice president is playing a crucial role in a lot of this. Let's listen in.
Well, Vice President Vance has played a very significant and a key role in this since the very beginning. Of course, he's the president's right-hand man. He is the vice president of the United States. He's been involved in all of these discussions, and as I just announced, he'll be leading this new phase of negotiations in Islamabad later this week. With respect to China, there were conversations that took place between top levels of our government and China's government. The president has great respect for President Xi and a great working relationship with him and with that country, and he looks forward to visiting China in just a few weeks. Well, Vice President Vance has played.
So, looks like everybody's thick as thieves, but for all the theories out there, I don't know.
I don't know, Joe.
I don't know. I've just learned not to bet against these guys too much.
Not when, especially when they're in power.
Mm-hmm. Like, it just seems like folks have been counting out Trump, and I think there's something to this guy, whether it's luck or whatever you want to call it.
I just don't like yesterday. I mean, it's funny that Sam and other people noticed it. The temperature of this room in general yesterday compared to today. I don't enjoy being in that position. I don't enjoy my president putting out, hey, we got 8 hours, so we're fixing to just stomp you back into the Stone Age. And the longer that I had to sit there and think about it, the longer it didn't sit well with me.
Now, the United States has backed up Israel, saying that the U.S.-Iran ceasefire does not apply to Israel strikes in Lebanon.
Got to let them beat up somebody.
Yeah. No, and Hezbollah kind of.
Yeah, they kind of deserve it.
They've been fighting for a while over there.
Give them a fight.
No, and I guess there are instances in war where you want to clearly pick a side, you know?
It's hard sometimes, Joe.
But like when it's not our nation, I'm kind of like.
Get torn, or do you not care?
No, I'm not torn at all. I'm like,
Don't care?
y'all have been fighting for a long time. Like, and then when somebody's getting whooped and they're like, no, this is unfair. I'm like, what do you mean? Would you feel that way if you were doing that to the Israelis?
Of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Because we're always just and right in our cause and all these other things. But, you know, earlier, because after the ceasefire was announced, there were a bunch of other attacks on like Saudi and Bahrain and UAE and stuff.
Yeah.
And so Secretary Hegseth was asked about this. Let's listen in.
They wired two questions. Iran has said that safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible in coordination with Iran's armed forces and, quote, technical limitations. What do you believe that means? And then we've also heard reports that Iran has continued striking targets well into this morning. At what point are we beyond a grace period? Are we giving them a grace period? Is there a miscommunication there? What's going on with that?
What we know is that Iran is going to say a lot of things. A lot of people are going to say a lot of things, claim a lot of things. What has been agreed to, what's been stated, is the Strait is open. Our military is watching. I'm sure their military is watching, but commerce will flow. And that's what you saw the markets react to, is that reality. As far as shooting that, we were monitoring it last night in real time. Of course we are. Iran would be wise to find a way to get the carrier pigeon to their troops out in remote locations to know not to shoot any longer one-way attacks or missiles, because this takes time sometimes for ceasefires to take hold.
Right.
We're watching it. We're prepared if necessary, but we.
Yeah, and in fact, you still have the Marines in theater and all sorts of folks.
Got a couple of
ready to
them
go.
over there, I think.
I wonder how many of them are pissed off that this ceasefire came about.
Oh,
They were ready to
they're
go.
not mad. They're just don't think they still ain't working, brother. Come on.
Yeah, I think some of them were like ready to go.
Have you been watching any of the because they've let it out now? A lot of the behind the scenes on rescuing the weapons officer.
Some of it, yeah.
I went down that rabbit hole last night on YouTube. I watched probably 50 or 60 different videos of it.
And did you hear about the CIA's new tech?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to I'm going to play that clip again from Director Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
But this was from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, not the full update on all the different targets they've hit, which is in the thousands, and the amount of
13,000 or something like that.
It's crazy. But this was his breakdown of how much, the U.S. military consumed. Joey, what do you mean by consumed? Well, just listen in.
Along the way, we consumed more than 6 million meals, and by my estimate, more than 950,000 gallons of coffee, 2 million energy drinks, and a lot of nicotine, but I am not saying that we have a problem.
It's not a problem. It's men doing men things.
Yeah. As much as you need to get the job done, right?
Right. Last thing we want to run out of is caffeine.
Oh, I agree. Now, here is John Ratcliffe, the director of the CIA. No, you don't trust the agency?
I hate to say it publicly, but no, I do not trust the agency, Joey.
Well, that's probably wise of you. Why would you trust the agency?
Thank you.
Seriously, why would anybody trust them?
I work for them.
It's not
That'd
our
be
point.
The only reason I work.
No, even if you work for them,
I trust that they're paying me.
Yeah. Like, what is this? Like, I want an intelligence service I can trust. You mean the folks that lie, cheat, steal, and kill for a living?
Do you though, Joey?
That would probably be a pretty crappy intelligence service if you trusted them.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, in a perfect world, these things shouldn't exist.
We're not in a perfect world.
Agree. But here, this is, because some folks are saying that this tech, like we use it to rescue a person.
Yeah.
Think it's only going to be used for that or has been only used for that?
Joey. No.
Let's listen in. This could be him just trying to scare the crap out of people, or it could just be revealing the method, so to speak.
I think you're onto something there, bro.
Open up that kimono, being like, what you going to do about it?
What are you going to do?
As an agency, the CIA possesses unique capabilities that only the president can deploy. Some of these capabilities fall under covert action authorities. And because covert means exactly that, I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that you want to know.
Okay, that's already just like you already made a face when it said only the president can deploy.
Because that's a lie. Just a lie.
You think other people deploy this stuff?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, and I love in his covert for a reason. Now let me tell you a bunch of stuff. You professional liars. Anyway, let's listen in.
At the president's direction, we deployed both human assets and exquisite technologies that no other intelligence service in the world possesses to a daunting challenge, comparable to hunting for a single grain of sand in the middle of a desert. This was also a race against the clock, as it was critical that we locate the downed aviator as quickly as possible, while at the same time keeping our enemies misdirected. For that reason, in addition to the human and technical assets deployed by the president to find our airman, CIA executed a deception campaign to confuse the Iranians who were desperately hunting for our airmen. On Saturday morning, we achieved our primary objective by finding and providing confirmation that one of America's best and bravest was alive and concealed in a mountain crevice, still invisible to the enemy, but not to the CIA. That confirmation was relayed by Secretary Hegseth to the president, and the operation quickly moved to the execution phase. Following the successful exfiltration on Saturday night, Our intelligence reflects that the Iranians were embarrassed and ultimately humiliated by the success of this audacious rescue mission.
Not a surprise.
Now, do you believe him?
Not all of it. Yes, our guy was.
It's an AI tool called Ghost Murmur.
Mhm.
Not your phone, not a tracker, not a radio signal, your heartbeat, which is a great Don Johnson song.
Oh, George. You know, I'm listening to it on the way home.
I'm looking for a heartbeat.
Yeah, you know what I'm listening to.
I'm looking for a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But it uses sensors built from synthetic diamonds to lock onto the electromagnetic fingerprint your heart produces every single beat. Then pairs it with AI to filter that one signal from 1,000 square miles of noise. That's freaky, man.
Does it surprise you?
No. But like people are like, hey, you wear this little tracker thing, like fitness tracker, aren't you worried? I'm like, you don't need to be wearing anything.
Right, to be tracked. That's exactly right. Look at all your what do they call them? Fox cameras around now that out of any neighborhood, dude, everything we do is on CCC now. Closed camera. Closed captioning available.
Anyway, we got to hit a break first, though.
That make you nervous that they're tracking you?
No, not really. Why?
You should be, dude. Of all people, you got a little bit of a radio show. You should be kind of a little paranoid about.
Why would I be paranoid about that? They know what I do.
They do know what you do, and you think they're fans of it? Do you know, have our government ever been fans of people that occasionally speak out against them?
Actually, sometimes, yeah. You'd be surprised.
I would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would be surprised.
I would be.
You know, it's kind of like the Ron Swanson working for the Parks Department thing. There's a lot of folks that like work for the agency, work for the U.S. military, top secret clearances and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, generally speaking, I kind of want to burn it all down.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really mean it, but
they mean it.
But there's a spirit there, especially within even those institutions. That's kind of, I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
I think if you are actively conspiring to overthrow the United States, or you're trying to like do corporate espionage or try to steal state secrets.
How do we know you're not doing that? You've made some big changes in the last 16, 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And are you becoming a psyop? I mean, are you?
If they were spying on me yesterday, I was literally reading St. Teresa of Avila.
I'm not worried about them necessarily spying on you. It's you perhaps spying on others for them. Oh, hit a nerve, did I?
Spying on like you?
No.
What are you up to?
I'm open case. They got me every day.
How do I not know you're an asset?
You don't. I'm the brokest asset you ever met, though.
That's the cover. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And guys, real quick, we got to talk to you.
Yeah.
Your energy is off.
Yep. Confidence is down.
Yep. Things aren't working like they used to. Like confidence across the board.
Right.
In work and throughout life, at the gym, in the bedroom.
Even in the bedroom.
But if things aren't working out like that, you're not alone.
Right.
I've been telling folks about Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro now, for years.
And we've both been customers.
Yeah. And I feel a world of difference
exactly
on some of the therapies they've given me. And, they really have been helping guys here locally where you can go meet them in person.
Same day.
And get blood work done, get those lab results back. And you're working with urologists and providers. It's not like a chat bot online, these fly-by-night places or these sketchy online pill places. They actually run labs, build a plan around you, not some one-size-fits-all deal they throw at you. And in fact, I've felt a huge difference in testosterone treatment after I've committed some sins. One of these days, I'll talk about that. But
young man.
But they also treat not just low testosterone, but ED. They help you generally with weight loss, even if you're looking to get in the peptide game with NAD plus or Samorelin, which is a great way to naturally up human growth hormone.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
The results speak for themselves. Over 92% of men respond to treatment, feel decades younger. Most guys say they wish they had come in sooner. So why not get by, gentlemen? Right now, your lab panel and consultation are just $99. $99. So call them up today at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Again, that's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. We'll be right back, brother.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breaker stripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
At Blue Water Broadcasting, we believe great advertising starts with relationships. That's why so many local business owners trust us, not just for radio, but for digital too. If you're already running digital advertising and you're not seeing results, it may be time to explore your option. Our team takes the time to understand your business, then builds custom campaigns using a multi-channel conversion-focused approach. So whether it's digital display, social media, or you need help increasing your online presence, Blue Water Broadcasting can help. Before your next campaign, let's have a conversation. Visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. We've got a decent day underway with partial sunshine today and a high temperature into the middle 70s. I think we'll drive through the evening hours tonight if you have plans, but then maybe some widely scattered showers overnight tonight. Low temperature down to about 53. Back to dry weather tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix with Thursday's high up to about 74. I think we'll tease 80 degrees on Friday and mostly sunny skies, and then 83 perhaps on Saturday with more sun over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASC Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate for your October statement. Visit ASC Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's actually Eddie on the vocals there.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. You did a good job with it.
Well, thank you. I know I liked it for some reason. Hey, we couldn't get your music played the other day. I couldn't tell you that.
I'll get it to you.
Help me out, man. I mean, I've got videos coming out, really good videos that I need some soundtrack for.
Okay, that's fine.
It's really disappointing.
Now, let's go to Dear Abby.
Okay.
This is a change of pace. My longtime friend is falsely accusing me of lying about my education. Man, this sounds like a woman problem.
Cares. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if Eddie was like, Joey didn't go to Auburn University, he'd be like, all right.
All right, okay. Bring me your diploma.
He didn't graduate high school.
Hey, I took the good enough degree.
He's lying about that too. Dear Abby, a longtime friend recently accused me of lying about my education, and I'm still stunned by it. I completed my undergraduate studies in the U.S., earning a BA, and later earned a master's degree from a French university.
Well, there's a problem right there.
Recently, during an exchange on Facebook,
oh, Lord,
my friend asserted quite confidently that I was lying about my academic history. When I corrected her, she doubled down and said that because of this, she wanted to cease contact with me. While this is upsetting, given that the accusation is false, I did finish college, and I do have a graduate degree. Oh, my.
Maybe you protest too much.
I am less distraught by her ignorance than by the certainty with which she accused me and the implication that I'm dishonest. I've always been straightforward about my background, and I find it unsettling to have my integrity questioned by someone who has known me well for 30 years.
Maybe he's just tired of you.
My dilemma is this. Do I owe my friend proof or an explanation beyond what I've already said, or is it reasonable to refuse to defend facts that are true? It seems crazy to lose a friendship of 30 years over something I consider to be so trifling and quite frankly stupid. Yet you wrote this whole long thing, and yet I'm not sure I even want to be friends with someone who would treat me so callously. What should I do? Wrongly accused in New York.
Get a new group of nerds to hang out with. How hard can that be?
She's been calumniated.
Okay, what do you do? Do you send the girl a copy of your degree? I think that just makes you look like a bigger jerk, and then she can double down and go, what a fraud this is. I can print these up on my computer at home,
Now,
too.
you could return evil for evil and start lying about her.
See, I don't even...
Like on her post, you
that's
could be...
not even what I think about.
My suggestion?
Yeah.
Get off Facebook.
I mean, just...
No, seriously.
As a friend, though. Why would you want somebody as a friend like that?
Doesn't even sound like it's a real friend.
It's not. Obviously not.
No, but seriously, get off Facebook.
Well, Joey, if I get off Facebook, then I'm going to have to deal with the reality of life.
That'd be better than Facebook.
There are days where, yes, that would be.
Here's what Abby,
oh boy,
if that's her real name, said back to Dear Wrongly Accused. I am having trouble understanding why you would want to interact with the woman at all after this. I know I would create some distance. That said, you deserve to defend yourself from the unjust accusation. If you have access to the documents, photograph them with your phone and share them with her. No, don't do
just
that.
let it go.
Then ask where she got the idea that you hadn't earned your degrees and why you would lie to her or anyone about it.
Why?
Yeah, I know where my degree from Auburn is. It was in the closet. Now, after the tree fell through it, I have it in the other room, just on the floor.
Very important degree to you.
Very important degree. It's framed and everything.
Of course it is.
Very dusty, though.
It's a sense of accomplishment. But if someone doubted that and it bothered you that bad, that's kind of a more you thing.
We have another one, though.
Okay.
Dear Abby, when did it become okay to use the F word? I'm a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother who was born in the 60s.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, it wasn't done, at least in polite circles. I never heard parents say it in front of their children, nor coaches for little league teams and high school teams. Now I hear it all the time. I don't say it because I believe I can get my point across without having to use it. But now it is used in normal conversation.
Sure is.
You would think people would have more confidence in their ability to carry on a conversation without using it. I know I do.
Good for you.
What has become of our society? What can be said to people who feel it is part of normal conversation, discussed in the Midwest?
There's your one issue. This is the Midwest. I'm going to go with Minnesota, somewhere like that. But that's how you and I have talked about this before. It's how a lot of people communicate.
Yes.
It's not and I catch myself doing it. I get embarrassed sometimes. But if I'm hanging out with Joey and we're just being two dudes,
you get emotional, emotional. Yeah.
I'm sure I let the F words fly. But there's time and place. You know, if we're at an adult dinner with family, I don't bust it out then.
Yeah, no, that's
But I don't get offended by people's speech. It never is. We were in Turkey. They told me Yankee go home. At that point, I was realizing there's nothing nobody can really say that bothers me too much, because I ain't no damn Yankee. I'm from Alabama.
Dear Disgusted, the English language is constantly evolving, although some might say it's devolving. The F word used to be uttered to express pain, anger, or shock, or for emphasis. However, with overuse, it has lost its quote-unquote power. I don't think it has. And has come into common usage. For many folks who refrain from using that word, it is still grating to hear. Feeling as you do when someone drops an F-bomb in front of you and it makes you uncomfortable, you might say, please don't use that word with me because it marks you down.
I wouldn't suggest you do.
I don't know if you would.
Because that's just going to, somebody like me, it's just going to unleash the F word in more ways you never wanted to hear it before. Especially if you're a Karen. Free speech.
And these are two doozies. Can you imagine the slot pile they got to go through with all these submissions? Half of them I don't even think are real.
They're not real, but I was hoping for the love letter kind. Those are my fave.
You like the love letter?
Yeah, I do. They're just, so many people got so many issues.
In the love department?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. I'm in a couple of them Facebook groups. There's never a good story that comes out of them.
And yet you enjoy reading them.
I do. It's National Enquirer kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's awful. It is awful. It makes me feel better about myself, though.
It's kind of like the chick who tells about how she farted in class or something. Yeah. It's like some memory that continues to haunt her.
You didn't have any chicks that farted in class?
Not in my memory, no. Nothing that was like truly notable.
For us to be so close to each other, we lived very different lives.
Yes, you were poor.
I know, but I thought rich people farted too.
We weren't rich. We were more upper middle.
So what did that mean? You just held it in until later?
In the classroom, yeah.
The nuns
also,
come at
maybe my gut biome's just better than yours.
Maybe I think farts are funny.
No, there are some folks where it's like, dude, you are screwed up.
Well, there's some folks that farts aren't funny because it'll literally clear the room.
Yeah, they're awful.
That one's funny one time.
How did we get back on this? We were on this yesterday.
I don't know, but I got a lot of feedback from yesterday.
Yeah, you did good.
No.
No, what?
No, not all good.
People didn't like your impromptu question?
A lot of people thought it was what you were thinking, the sex part.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then a lot of people thought, why would y'all talk about that on the radio? I said, we talk about everything in life.
That's immodest. You are gonna, if you ever go to confession, you're gonna have like a.
I think I need to take the guys on a deep sea fishing trip for like 18 hours, and the whole time I can just tell them as we're fishing.
And then I did this, and then I did that, and you have to be actually repentant about it.
And that's the thing. I would be repentant about several things, but I'd still find the humor in it, and that probably means I'm not feeling as repentant as I should.
Yeah, but maybe the humor is a defense mechanism, so you just don't feel miserable.
For me, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's easier to laugh at the thing that once, haunted you for doing.
Like being gay?
What are you talking about?
You never got initiated? Did you ever play sports? Football, y'all didn't have initiation stuff?
What did they do to you with being gay?
Put it in my underwear?
They put Ben Gay in your underwear, and you put the underwear on.
Well, I had it on.
And while you had it on?
I was asleep. Yeah.
You were asleep, and they put Ben Gay in your underwear.
And we had a 9-hour bus ride.
And when did you realize you had an issue?
I'm hoping it was in like the first 10 minutes of them doing it, but
Maybe
I had an issue for like another 12 hours.
Did it feel good?
No.
Cold? Burning?
Burning.
And
for a young man that didn't know why he was burning down there and very embarrassed.
Boy, you got the clap.
I didn't bring it up to no one until I got home. I told my mama.
Yeah, we'd have lived different lives, Eddie, there. Very different lives. Anyway, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you with buying a place.
Dude, refinancing, they are the best in the business, especially if we're going to do something VA related.
Yes.
I had somebody reach out to me yesterday. He was at a big bank here in Alabama, and he said, I reached out to him several times. They cannot give me answers on VA. They keep trying to push me into another loan because they don't know.
They don't know. But if you're sitting there thinking, well, I already used it or I don't qualify, yada, yada, no. Talk to Kim and Madeline.
Yes.
And it's stuff like, why is it the best game in town? Like no down payment.
No down payment. And this is a benefit you earned.
Yeah.
This is the United States way of saying thank you.
Whatever your house valued at, 100% cash out.
Yep.
Incredible. So go with great local folks that will actually help you meet your goals, and don't fall victim to like the first thing that falls in front of your face, like a flashy mailer or spam call, the 1-800 lenders. Don't waste your time with online calculators, all this stuff. You're just setting yourself up for heartbreak.
Yep.
Instead, go with Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. You really did do a good job with this song. Let's go to the phones. Talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, we're all right, flying through this midday of the week. Tell us about what's going on at Cohen's there today.
I tell you what's going on is we had a contest for our delivery people to see who could get the most 5-star reviews, and whoever got it first got a cooler for their truck, so they can keep all their drinks cold, and of course it's not really hot yet, but when it does get hot, that'll come in really handy.
You ain't kidding.
So Patrick and Stevie were the first ones to win that contest, and they've been proud, and we got reviews coming in with nice customers that are taking pictures with my delivery people and their product, be it a refrigerator or a range.
Cool.
So, I mean, that's all fun. And it's so nice to see what they have to say about our people, which, I know my people aren't writing the reviews, but it looks like their mom could have. It just makes you proud.
It sure does.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because that's the last touch that we have with the customer.
Yep.
They come in, everything works out great in the store, and then the challenge. The easy part is always selling something. The hard part is getting it delivered and installed, and getting the old one out and cleaning up the mess that's been under the old one because it's been parked there for 10 years. And our guys are really good at getting all of that handled, getting everything maneuvered out of the house so that they can haul it off or put it on the street, whatever the customer wants. And it's been working out wonderful.
Well, folks, get in touch with them. Enjoy that Cohen's experience. And it really is great products, but the service after the sale, excellent, folks, easy to work with. And yeah, give them one of those 5-star reviews for one of the delivery teams, because it sounds like you're going to keep this incentive going as we head into the summer.
That's right. And the other crew is working on getting their cooler as well. So it's all fun, and we're going to try to include maybe our technicians as well.
There you go.
So y'all check them out today. You can always go to thinkcohens.com, but I really encourage you to stop by 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays, or you can always call them direct at 277-8890, and be sure to tell them that you heard Michael on that radio show with Joey and Eddie.
That's right. I was here today.
That's right. Mark it down. Thanks, Eddie. Glad you were here, Eddie.
I'm glad, Michael. I'm glad I was here. You got to talk to you, buddy.
Me too.
Makes for a better day.
Y'all have a great day.
You
Come
too.
see us and let us help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Well, we got to hit this top of our break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Oil prices have been plunging back toward about $95 a barrel in international trading, and stock markets been surging worldwide after President Trump pulled back from his threat to ramp up attacks on Iran last night after both sides agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with certain concessions on both sides. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right now up by 1,222 points, the Nasdaq up 605, and the S&P 500 right now up by about 157 points. The president says the U.S. will work with Iran to, quote, dig up and remove its enriched uranium. He wrote online that the U.S. would remove any nuclear dust from the bomb sites of last summer's military strikes. You can add Delta to the list of U.S. carriers now charging customers more for checked baggage. Most Delta passengers on domestic and short-haul international routes will now pay $45 for the first bag. This is SRN News.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a decent day underway with partial sunshine today and a high temperature into the middle 70s. I think we'll drive through the evening hours tonight if you have plans, but then maybe some widely scattered showers overnight tonight. Low temperature down to about 53. Back to dry weather tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix with Thursday's high up to about 74. I think we'll tease 80 degrees on Friday and mostly sunny skies, and then 83 perhaps on Saturday with more sun over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
1819 News.
Governor Ivey has signed a bill into law that officially renames the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The bill will require the name change throughout the state of Alabama in documents, maps, websites, and other places. The deadline for the name change to be completed is October 1st. This bill codifies into state law what was done through executive order by President Trump last year. The bill was sponsored by State Representative David Standridge. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A 3-week-old baby has now been placed in the care of the Alabama Department of Human Resources after 2 adults in Pickens County were busted for possession of drugs. The Pickens County deputies found the 2 adults carrying the baby through the woods in order to avoid detection by authorities. This comes after a search of their home was conducted to fulfill a court order. Deputies also found no electricity or running water in that home. When the deputies caught up with the 2 adults, they discovered them in possession of meth. Police in Leeds have arrested a woman for using bear spray on her own children. 36-year-old Christy Williams is facing child abuse charges for an incident that occurred on March 8th with her 2 small children who were found running away from that home after being sprayed. Williams was booked this past Monday in the Jefferson County Jail. Williams was able to post the $15,000 bond and be released. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Behind every clean lobby, every polished boardroom, every safe, spotless workplace, there's Janie King Franchise Center who takes pride in making it happen. These are your neighbors, people who live here, work here, and care about the businesses that shape our community. They show up, they follow through, and they make sure your facility is ready for the day, every day. That's why companies across the community trust Janie King as their local cleaning partner. Visit JannieKingCleans.com today.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back. So last night, multiple members of the Montgomery City Council at their Tuesday meeting scrutinized a $243,530 payment to a Louisiana private security company on March the 10th. This is that traffic serve, folks, that haven't served any traffic sort of stuff.
They got paid.
They haven't mobilized at all, but they got paid just shy of $250,000.
Business.
The Montgomery City Council considered terminating the contract at a previous meeting, but that resolution was withdrawn from Tuesday's agenda. However, a notice of intent to terminate the contract has been issued by the city, and a request for proposal was issued by the city seeking private traffic response services last week. The $1.45 million contract with Traffic Serve was awarded by the city through a sole source process and was not bid. According to Montgomery's open finance portal, the city paid $243,530 to Government Services Company LLC or Traffic Serve for quote-unquote traffic accident response on March the 10th. A contract between the city and Traffic Serve was signed in October. At the end of the day, we're not going to move forward with this contract with Traffic Serve, Montgomery City Council President Cornelius Calhoun, CC Calhoun, said at Tuesday's meeting. Traffic Serve is a civilian accident investigation startup that proposed handling minor accidents in place of Montgomery police officers. The company would provide 3 cars for civilian traffic accident investigators and 2 additional employees for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
They even got to work weekends, man.
I know. Ain't even got to work weekend. Under the plan, civilian investigators would write up accident reports for minor accidents during that time and handle light traffic duties. There's no information about the company online besides news articles about the contract with Montgomery. Is this just a carve-out? Was this just a scam from the beginning?
Here's the next question. Are we getting our money back?
One of the issues that we're hearing is that the company out of Louisiana had not hired any individuals. They had not set up their website to hire anybody, had not purchased cars, and we are all just curious about why that $243,000 went out on March 10th. Ask Glenn Pruitt of the Montgomery City Council. Montgomery Police Chief James Grayboys said the payment didn't go out through our agency. I was notified of it, I guess, at the same time that everybody else saw it and read about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, so when 1890 News Report is on?
I was going to say when Joey Clark read it, yeah.
No invoices had been presented to my people in relation to that contract, Grayboys said. They were going to set up, and then they weren't going to start invoicing us until they completed work. And that's what we were waiting for. I couldn't tell you how they got paid or the methodology behind it. They never started.
Granted, okay, I don't know how they got paid. I appreciate that statement. Can we get an investigation going on here?
Johnny Crawford, procurement director for the city of Montgomery, said the payment to Traffic Serve was a reimbursement for, quote, costs that they've incurred to date.
You got a breakdown of that.
This contract was awarded back in October 2025, up to the point when we were getting ready to terminate this contract. It states within the contract itself that once you issue a notice of termination for convenience, they're able to seek reimbursement for the costs that they've incurred to date.
Have them sue you. Don't pay them a damn dime, get you to court.
Crawford goes on saying what they've been reimbursed for is all their administrative costs, their legal fees, the down payment on vehicles, uniforms they've ordered, and stuff like that. It's legal sufficient charges that they've incurred in an effort to perform this contract. Granted, they're not here physically on the ground, but administratively, they've incurred costs that they're entitled to.
Yeah. Dude, if you've had how long was the contract signed in October? It's almost a year. You can't get a business up and running with 3 cars and 5 people in a year? You are a failure. You are a scam.
This is crazy, man.
Yeah. They will never get that money back. And they didn't plan on doing any work. You know as well as I do, they got what they considered a government type contract. We won't do anything. We'll just keep getting this mailbox money. And if they say, well, we've incurred these things for the uniforms and all that, prove it. Take me to court. Because they ain't got the money to go to court. Who's going to go to court?
Who did this single source deal? Who did the sourcing?
The money, Joey.
Who did the sourcing?
It wasn't me. Was not me.
That's why Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Yep.
And by the way, you can go to 1819news.com. They've got a headline now written up by Trent Baker.
Yeah.
Watch. Mayor Stephen Reed delivers feeble first pitch at Montgomery Biscuit's home opener. Trent Baker writes, Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed might need to stick to his day job after a dismal first pitch attempt for the Montgomery Biscuits on Tuesday. This is how it's written up. Reed was tasked with the ceremonial first pitch for the Biscuits home opener at the newly renamed Davos Park, home of the AA affiliate for the Tampa Bay Rays. When introduced, Reed was met with mild clapping and an emphatic "Boo!"
Yep.
So I guess there's some people being polite, and one guy was just like, "Boo!"
It wasn't one guy.
Oh, just one
No,
guy.
you can hear it in the audio. It wasn't one guy.
Although the catcher was positioned in front of home plate for the ceremonial pitch, Reed's soft throw was still well short of the catcher and bounced before deflecting off the catcher's mitt.
It didn't even make it to the batter's box.
The last line of this report by Trent Baker there at 1819 News is, his feeble throw was also received with displeasure from the fans.
See, if he had thrown like a fastball heater down the middle, people would have probably applauded. All right, I'm going to give that guy a few more breaks. But he came out there and he threw that limp-wristed ball. And
well, should we play the clip?
Yeah. I think it's a great clip.
Got it up on the stream here. Let's watch this clip together.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, throwing the ceremonial first pitch, our mayor, Stephen Reed. Put your hands together for everybody throwing the ceremonial first pitch at the home opener.
Would you have swung at that, Joey?
Nah, man.
Could you have gotten a 5-year-old out of the crowd and do the exact
No,
same
if they
thing?
had called the strike, I would have been tapping my helmet. Like, let's use this new technology.
Yes.
I think that was single source too, if you're calling that a strike, Anyway.
Yeah, I would.
It's another day in Montgomery,
practice
Alabama.
a little bit more than that. I don't know. I'd come up with something better. And if I couldn't do it, then I wouldn't do it. I'd put a kid up there or something before I'd put out that kind of performance.
Let's go to Urbanite. He's been patient. Hey, Urbanite, how you doing?
What's up, Urbanite?
I may be past my prime on the topic. You remember we were talking about Trump and the F-bomb and how language evolved?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You remember when Chipper Gore was in her rant with the record companies?
Oh,
on the
do I
labeling?
ever?
Yeah, BMRC, yeah.
Okay, I was in college back then. And so I maybe do the last minute paper. I decided to do a paper on the F-bomb.
Okay.
I think you may remember this when you were a producer for Barron. I conjugated the F word.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know you conjugate?
I was never a producer for him, by the way.
I'm sorry.
He produced his own
worked in
show.
the station with me. Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, I thought you were around back then.
Oh,
but anyway,
fine.
I conjugated, because the word was originally a British acronym. That was their word for AWOL, found under carnal knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
And so after I did the word, unfortunately, I did the paper on a floppy disk, so the paper is in digital la la land.
Oh, no.
You can get a floppy disk unbugged, because I'm sure by now it's kind of corrupted as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I was just telling you, that word is actually a legitimate verb. I conjugated that word all the way into the conditional tense, if I remember.
Obsessed much?
Say what?
Were you obsessed much with it just a little bit?
Hey, baby, why don't you come over? We'll get conditional with the F word tonight.
The word is literally a true verb now. It has evolved.
Oh, yeah, it can be. It is very versatile.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that, y'all. When you were talking about the lady and her credentials and blah, blah, blah with her friend. And I tell you, if I had a friend like that, she wouldn't be my friend.
No, it's just like, get off Facebook.
Right.
Like, calm down.
You know what? Here's the deal. The lady who's talking about the other lady, what's her credential set? If she didn't have a degree at all, I definitely wouldn't be talking to her. But if she had some fancy degree and she was bent out of shape because my degree was nicer than hers, I'd just blow it off.
I think most people.
That is just that's the most female thing I've ever heard. Man. That's so female.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I don't know how. Well, there's a few fellas writing Dear Abby, but
don't be knocking on the Dear Abby.
Along with the AI.
if the girl was able to complete a master's degree in another, was it in another language?
It was in France.
Another country?
In France. Well, I don't know. It was just a university in France.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but was it the American wing of that university,
Right.
or was it?
Oh,
the
more than
true
likely, yeah.
University. But see, that's the only thing that's ever impressed me about exchange students when they come over here and do master's degrees in our language.
Yes.
Other than that, it's not very impressive. So one of the things I used to learn about exchange students, you ever realize the average exchange student is probably 2 to 3 years older than the American student?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, their education is a lot more solid when it comes to the basics a lot of times.
This is true, too.
But I notice now their language skills are not as good as they used to be. When you listen to foreigners on television now, their skill set is nowhere near the level it used to be when it came to speaking proper English. They're not being trained in the British universities like they used to be. You can listen to the way they split verbs and how they don't articulate words, how they mispronounce words. And you can tell they're not almost, I'm not going to say like a certain president's wife whose English is okay.
But maybe they're.
You ever heard Melania?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, maybe they're doing it on purpose.
Ooh.
But trying to sound colloquial instead of trying to sound intellectual.
Yeah, perhaps.
Anybody who's ever taken a foreign language know you can mimic a language if you read it phonetically. I mean, that can be done, but they just don't seem to have skill set of the older foreigners who I think he was a great one. Netanyahu, he went to school in I think he went to Harvard or Yale, didn't he?
I believe he went to Harvard.
Oh, yeah.
And when he speaks English, it's fairly fluent.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you. I just thought it was interesting that the F-bomb is still a controversial word.
Very much
in this day and age.
Well, less so than it was. But some folks, they're still stuck in, the Midwest and stuck decades ago. But you know what? Sometimes I wish I was more wholesome. Like I hadn't gone through the phase of every other word was the F word. Like these people that are truly sheltered and never look at nasty stuff, never go on that rotten road.
I've been there. I've been there longing for innocence, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then I think about it. I would rather be a worldly guy who knows left and right than to be some naive idiot.
I don't want to be a rube. And I hate it. But
exactly.
I'd be too worried about being taken advantage of all the time.
Exactly.
No thanks.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, then.
Take care, every See you, brother.
Now, we got another 1819 news story here.
Okay.
University of Alabama Professors Association.
All right.
Blast bill allowing removal of tenured faculty. Claims faculty demoralized after the DEI ban.
Oh, my God.
They're demoralized, Eddie.
Why? Because their real skills have to be put back on paper instead of some made-up crap?
The University of Alabama chapter of the American Association of University Professors, UAAUP, recently criticized the Alabama House of Representatives' passage of legislation that regulates university governing bodies and allows the removal of tenured professors, despite the chapter being exempt from the bill's provisions. Last week, the Alabama House of Representatives advanced House Bill 580, sponsored by State Rep Troy Stubbs from Wetumpka. The bill would require a university that establishes a faculty senate to develop policies on the body's membership and responsibilities. A faculty senate would serve only an advisory role, thereby negating any final decision-making authority on any matters of representing institutional positions. It would also require policies that would include periodic post-tenure reviews and authorize the removal of tenured professors after due process. The bill would not, however, apply to the University of Alabama or Auburn University and its systems. During debate on the bill, Stubbs hinted that the legislature's discretion to appropriate funds to the two schools could compel compliance with the bill's provisions, despite lacking true authority to compel the constitutionally created universities. Despite the exemptions provided in the bill, this association group for faculty there at the University of Alabama still took umbrage at it. Taking aim at the veiled threats to the school's funding. The Alabama Constitution places the governance of the University of Alabama as well as Auburn University under the purview of its board of trustees, not the legislature. the association said in a statement. The provision of HB 580 will therefore not be compulsory for our campus. However, an attack on the core values of any Alabama institution of higher education is an attack on the integrity of all, particularly when legislators imply that the funding of constitutionally created universities may also be at risk if they do not comply. Thus, we believe that HB 580, if enacted, will seriously damage the University of Alabama and higher education across the state. The initial bill included language allowing tenured professors to be removed for acts of, quote, moral turpitude. You remember that?
Yep.
Last time I heard that, it was about Robert Bentley.
Thank you.
And I don't even know what he did. I mean, it was just on its own. That was moral turpitude. Like, just in it, like, but there's a lot of more, like, I miss Alvin Holmes. He called them out.
I do miss Alvin Holmes.
He called them out. No, how many of y'all got boyfriends, girlfriends?
What's wrong with the bill we got right here? Budweiser drink good.
Miss him.
Me too.
But yeah, you could remove a professor for moral turpitude, but that language was removed in the bill's final version because, of course. However, it maintained that faculty could be removed for professional incompetence, a claim the Faculty Association says would leave faculty open to political persecution. In a political climate where subjective judgment of competency is casually employed to attack individuals of differing political beliefs or who exercise their First Amendment rights to free speech outside the classroom, this language appears poised to weaponize post-tenure review for issues of personal belief and speech rather than clear standards for competence and professionalism. The association statement reads, although Stubbs contended that the bill was not targeting diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, the Faculty Association stated that HB 580 combined with the state's previous targeting of DEI in state schools would further damage faculty morale, already low due to the DEI ban.
I thought that we all agree that DEI was bad and we were getting rid of it.
Not people at the universities.
It's so strange to me.
They, in this statement, say many of our colleagues have left for other jobs or are actively applying elsewhere. If HB 580 is passed, this will have serious downstream consequences, not just for the quality of the education that we can offer, but eventually it may lead to a significant decline in revenues through lost external grant funds and declining enrollment, especially at the graduate level.
Come on!
HB 580 would likely result in the unintended consequences of a decline in University of Alabama's international reputation as a top-level research institution and UA's ability to recruit top talent.
Can we just call BS on this? Do we even have to listen to that? That's the biggest line of BS I've been taught in quite some while.
Well, Craig Monger has a follow-up report.
Love me some Craig.
Love you, Craig. Recent caterwauling by the University of Alabama chapter of the American Association of University Professors. Good use of caterwauling.
Yes, sir.
In response to legislative efforts to regulate university governance, would have you believe the University of Alabama's faculty numbers have dwindled after anti-DEI
Well, that's what we just heard.
legislation. But the numbers tell a different story, apparently. Recently, this association decried a bill currently under consideration by lawmakers to regulate universities' governing bodies and allow the removal of tenured professors. Bill's still waiting on a vote in the Senate before it can be signed into law. But they were, as we just went over, quick to denounce that.
Yeah.
And they claimed that the legislation would lead to faculty members leaving the state university system.
One of their claims.
And also pointed to the 2014 DEI ban.
Yes, yes.
That law prohibits agencies, local boards of education, and public colleges and universities from maintaining a DEI office or department or sponsoring any DEI program or program that advocates for divisive concept.
Right.
Studies have shown that a combination of anti-DEI legislation and the prospect of ideologically driven post-tenure review process has led to a significant decrease in faculty morale, resulting in what many observers have called a quote-unquote brain drain of talented and productive faculty out of the state university system. But despite claiming so-called brain drain, records of UA staffing in tenured and non-tenured positions tell a different story.
Mm-hmm.
UA's total number of university employees has steadily increased since 2018, with the only decline occurring from 2019 to 2020 in the middle of the COVID pandemic, which did not negatively affect professors, tenured professors, or full-time faculty. The school's total faculty has increased since 2018. UA's full-time faculty has increased from 1,441 in 2018 to 1,755 in 2025. Likewise, the number of tenured positions grew from 593 to 709 over the same time frame. No matter the category, professor, associate professor, assistant professor, instructor, or lecturer, the numbers have increased year over year since 2020. In 2025, the year after the DEI ban, the number of tenured professors rose from 697 to 709 from the previous year, while the regular full-time faculty rose from 1,678 to 1,755, and professors rose from 363 to 391. So there you go.
But Joey, the previous article had mentioned that we would lose teachers.
Yes.
And this has been put in place, but it turns out we didn't lose any teachers. So do we get to call BS on the first guy? Do we call him up and say, hey, or we just let that go?
I mean, we just did call BS. But we're allowed.
I just feel like
I'm just not that worried about those eggheads.
I'm not either, but I would like for people like that to be called out on their BS in public. Like, hey, Mr. Jones, you said this, but can you give us a better explanation? And then watch them drop their head.
When
and
you
leave
quoting
in shame.
Counting Crows at me?
I love some Counting Crows. It's been a long December.
In a second, we got a story about nuns. Yeah, Catholic nuns.
Is it a good story?
Well, they're going to court.
Oh, okay.
Nuns suing. Using
I like that.
litigious nuns.
I like that. Okay.
Litigious sisters.
Well, in the world that we live in today, I had to ask.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro, Ashley and that great team. They're ready to help you out, especially as things are coming alive this spring.
Skeeters, Joey.
Oh, really? You getting them?
Big time, big time. So I was over with my neighbor yesterday. They're fighting them left and right. In fact, I finally talked them into calling Pest Pro. They had the same doubts that I got. They're like, Eddie, our skeeters are so bad, I don't think they can do anything about it. I told them, I thought the same thing. I don't have skeeters at my house no more. Y'all do. And y'all do on the other side. So either
Maybe
mine.
they need to call Pest Pro.
Yeah, I said mine must have gone to your house. So that's what they're doing this week. I'm very excited.
And of course, you could just be looking for a great company to do regular basic pest control service for you. And if you have that relationship, it's easy to call them up, be like, get rid of these mosquitoes, get rid of these fire ants. I got an acute problem with this, that, or the other. Huge wasp nest.
It's a great relationship we have with them.
So check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and the great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The 22nd Annual Autism Crawfish Boil, benefiting Easter Seals of Central Alabama, is April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Proceeds from this fun family event benefit autism programs at Easter Seals of Central Alabama. Enjoy all-you-can-eat crawfish, live music, and even a baseball game. The Autism Crawfish Boil, April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Stay and eat or grab them to go. Scan or visit mudbugball.com to purchase tickets and get info on curbside pickup.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a decent day underway with partial sunshine today and a high temperature into the middle 70s. I think we're dry through the evening hours tonight if you have plans, but then maybe some widely scattered showers overnight tonight. Low temperature down to about 53. Back to dry weather tomorrow. A sun and cloud mix with Thursday's high up to about 74. I think we'll tease 80 degrees on Friday in mostly sunny skies, and then 83 perhaps on Saturday with more sun over the weekend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASC Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASC Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, the vice president speaking on the tarmac in Budapest. Yeah.
Very interesting place.
And what do you know? The traffic's increasing through the Strait of Hormuz.
Really? Is it just Chinese ships?
Nope. All sorts of ships. From all sorts of countries.
All right.
Like even Djibouti.
Oh, Djibouti?
Your favorite country.
One of my favorites.
Because you're a child.
I am.
Hello. Your sense of humor.
Have you not met me?
Yeah. So I promised, this is from the Washington Times, Catholic nuns serving dying patients. They're hospice nuns, essentially. An order of Catholic nuns who care for the terminally ill poor has sued to block a New York transgender rights law that requires nursing homes to use pronouns, assign rooms, and allow restroom access based on a patient's gender identity or risk jail time. The Dominican Sisters of Hawthorne, a 125-year-old nonprofit institution that runs the Rosary Hill Home, on Tuesday filed a lawsuit accusing the state of violating the religious group's constitutional rights with the LGBTQ Long-Term Care Facility Residents Bill of Rights. We sisters have taken care of patients from all walks of life, ideologies, and faiths. We treat each patient with dignity and Christian charity. Mother Marie Edward, General Superior of the Hawthorne Dominican, said in a statement, "We have never had complaints. We cannot implement New York's mandate without violating our Catholic faith." The 2024 law, enforced by the New York State Department of Health, directs nursing homes to house patients and allow them access to restrooms in accord with their gender identity, even if their roommate objects. Wow. And refer to them by their preferred pronouns, whether or not they are present. The department's training materials require facilities to create communities that affirm patients' sexual preferences and accommodate patients' desire for extramarital relations, unless such conduct is banned across the board, according to a lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. The long-term nursing facilities must also post a notice assuring the public that they do not discriminate based on actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, or HIV status, and ensure staffers take cultural competency training every 2 years or face significant penalties.
No.
They include fines of up to $2,000 for the first violation, up to $5,000 for repeated violations. Those engaging in willful violations of the public health law are punishable by fines up to $10,000 or 1 year in prison or both. A willful violation is a knowing one. There is no element of evil motive required, the lawsuit states. Requiring Rosary Hill Home, a 42-bed skilled nursing facility that cares for indigent cancer patients in their final days free of charge, to treat male patients as females would force the nuns to, quote, act against central, unchangeable, and architectural teachings of the Catholic faith. The implications are so much greater than whether to utter the words he or she, the lawsuit states. Indeed, to demand that a Catholic deny another sex is to require him or her to affirm another religious worldview.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's been going on in this world. Under the garb of secular and scientific, you've foisted onto all of society what is a nonsense.
Well, we've talked about this before, and I've often wondered, when did your religious world quit helping everybody? When did the government start to get involved? Well, I think I just seen what happened. I think I see why they had to do the things they're doing.
The Catholic Benefits Association, which is assisting the Hawthorne Dominicans, said it sent a request to the state March 5th seeking a religious exemption for the organization, but has not received a response. The association noted that the law provides a religious exemption for long-term care facilities operated by the Church of Christ, scientists, but not those run by Catholics or other religious denominations. The Dominican Sisters of Hawthorne, founded by Rose Hawthorne Lathrop, daughter of famed American writer Nathaniel Hawthorne, says that while it cannot cure its patients, we can assure the dignity and value of their final days and keep them comfortable and free of pain. The order and its affiliate, the Servants for Relief of Incurable Cancer, are seeking an injunction against the state law for allegedly violating their First and 14th Amendment rights. The 2024 legislation, sponsored by Democrat State Senator Brad Hoyman Seigel, was backed by groups including Service and Advocacy for LGBT Elders, Equality New York, and New Pride Agenda.
Then you guys go open up your own damn home.
Well, acceptance of LGBTQ individuals has grown in recent years. Too often, the clock winds back for LGBTQ elders entering long-term care. This lawmaker told Gay City News in 2023.
Shocker.
80% of LGBTQ adults in long-term care facilities hide their orientation when they move into a facility out of fear of discrimination. Our bill works to reverse this trend. The bill cited a 2011 study that found 78% of LGBTQ seniors felt they could not be open with the staff of a long-term care facility about their sexual orientation or gender identity, and that a majority of all respondents identified discrimination by staff. 89% did. And perhaps you're seeing the scars you want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see how big that pool was and where that place was.
It's just another example of
it, but you're
to the larger, the so much of, especially charity-based care for people.
Exactly.
Founded by religious orders. And some still exist, like this particular group.
Well, they're just bending it to go with what, I hate to say it, but go against the church.
Yeah, well, knowing the knowing those sisters ain't going to comply no matter what they do. They'll go to prison before.
Exactly. Which, again, big picture. This is ridiculous. Somebody. We don't have a common sense justice system where somebody would come in and go, "Hey, what are we doing here? This is ridiculous. You go home. You go do what you've been doing. Thank you for your service."
Yeah, I just saw that. Shook my head this morning.
Dude.
Shook my head.
Well, I've often wondered why churches, because when I was growing up, churches were really big into homes, into the poor. They were job education programs, feeding programs, even clothing programs. But it seems a lot of that has gone away, and I honestly kind of blamed it on the church. But I wonder now if government meddling just got in there and your church said, you know what, I can do no right here.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'll start buying property. That's what they're doing with their money.
It's a real thing.
Got any more Dear Abby?
I could look one up for you if you like in this closing moment.
That's just so backwards thinking. If you don't like what they're doing, all these other organizations, then do your own damn thing.
That might be something approximating, civil freedom. But honestly, I wonder how free folks are when freedom starts being defined as do whatever thou will, do whatever you please. That's true freedom, right, guys?
Supposed to be.
Now, let's look through, because you're asking.
Okay.
Some Dear Abbeys here. You like the love ones, right?
I don't know. I'm a sucker for love.
Or there's one here that says brothers' beliefs are incompatible with sisters' reality.
Oh, I love that.
All right, let's stick on the religious theme here. Dear Abby, my son is getting married next year. He and his future wife are extremely religious.
Okay.
My daughter, his sister, is also engaged to a wonderful woman. Because of my daughter's lesbian relationship, my son does not plan to invite his sister's fiancé to the wedding, saying their values don't align. If he didn't feel obligated, he wouldn't invite his sister either. I'm devastated by this. This is disrespectful to my daughter and her fiancé. What are your thoughts?
It's my day, man.
Divided mom in New York.
It's my day, or her day, but it's our day.
I'm sorry for your pain, says Dear Abby. My thought is that your son's religious convictions have already created a rift in the family. Of course, this is disrespectful to his sister and her fiancé, but this is how your son intends to live the rest of his life. Personally, I think your daughter should politely refuse the invitation if she receives one. Right. Looking forward, you must prepare to socialize separately with her and her future wife and their friends who will compromise their chosen family. Dear Abby, I have been happily married for 28 years.
That's
awesome. but have not been intimate with my wife for the last 8 of them.
Okay, I read so much of these on that Facebook page I'm on, and it goes both ways.
Oh, sure. It all came to a halt when we prioritized raising our 4 children. We had been intimate on a regular basis for 20 years until it slowly faded and then stopped. I've tried pretty much everything and had many conversations with my wife. No, nothing has changed. I haven't tried counseling because I don't think she would go for it. Any advice? I feel like I'm out of options. I don't want to stray, but I feel I'm being pulled to do so. No, don't do that.
Don't do that. But she might not go to counseling, but you could certainly go yourself. But if all that fails, as somebody that's lived a long life, you need to be happy in your marriage. I've met too many people and still know too many people that are absolutely miserable in their marriage. And a lot of times it's just resentment built up over time, and then you end up with this roommate relationship, and you've kind of lost your connection. And that's I'll say that's a challenge for all of us. Been married a while. But as a professional, I suggest you go to Jamaica, all-inclusive couples resort.
Just hear all these things that people say. Here's another one. I'm not even going to do Abby's response to that one. Dear Abby, my wife and I are disgusted by something we and our grandson have never before encountered. Our ex-daughter-in-law of 10 years recently told our 16-year-old grandson she kicked her latest boyfriend out because he would not have sex with her. Our grandson was very upset, as were we. Isn't this considered some sort of abuse?
Not abuse, but that's a little bit sharing too much.
Our grandson and his brother haven't lived with their mother for the last 5 years because they were tired of her smoking, drinking, and revolving door of boyfriends. They live happily with their father and have little to do with their mother.
That's tough on a young man, man. And
that's awful.
To live in that, that's... Need to get out of there.
No, Abby's response is your grandson's teenager isn't 8. That his mother would say what she did to him is surprising, but it wasn't abuse, which I kind of agree with. But it's very immodest and very wrong.
That doesn't help.
Undignified.
Yeah, it doesn't help the growth of the kid at all.
Could she have been tipsy when she said it?
Chances are, yeah.
Fortunately, your grandson no longer lives under a roof and has a father with better judgment. Count your blessings and let this pass. I think that's actually good advice for once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the next one.
Oh, boy.
Dear Abby, my boyfriend carries his keys and several metal accessories on a carabiner, which is always clipped to his belt loop. That first sentence has me hooked. No pun intended.
No, because you know people like this shit.
He lives in my home and is a frequent passenger in my car. I've noticed that his key clip and other items are damaging the paint on my car and door frames at the house as he exits and enters. I have asked him to please remove the clip or make another arrangement for his keys, and although he says he's working on the problem, nothing changes. I'm ready to refuse entry to this key monster. Okay, this one's perfect. It's not that serious, but it is hilarious.
But okay, again, you could be with someone for a while, and that's that little thing that just annoys you. You know, you
funny.
just
No, and I've never done that thing, man. Like
never had but I've known a lot of people that have the keys,
the chain and like the all sorts of accessories and stuff. Like, what are you like?
No, but I wear
Are you a tool man?
I wear my
Leatherman
handyman everywhere I go, and kind of got used to that. But the keys? Why do you have that many keys? Are you a janitor?
All right, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we've got to hit a break.
Let's break.
If you can tell, we're trying not to like talk about our own because if we're at the point of like, there's so much fake information around this.
I don't know what's
let it play out.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Oh, there's Judge Knapp.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
With spring officially here, Pizza Perfect has sprung a great deal for April. Get a free order of breadsticks or cinnamon sticks with the purchase of any large or medium pizza. That'll make the whole family smile. Pizza Perfect's amazing buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pizza Perfect is also available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Brett Lanham from Benjamin Moore New Look, and we couldn't have imagined how easy, affordable, and flexible advertising on the radio could be. It has been near effortless on our part. You could say our last 2 years have been the best in 10 because of a skyrocketing GDP. I say it's owed to Blue Water Broadcasting and their advertising staff.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Okay, I'm the one with the long hair, but your mannerisms, you're turning into a woman.
I gotta stop. I just caught it in the last little bit there we were talking.
Yeah, you were doing gossip, number 1, which is also a sin. add to the confessional list.
I gotta start hanging out with
And
dudes.
as he did the punchline without giving anything away, he put his hands up like this. Like this. Like waved it off. Like, I can't even. That's what you said. I can't even tell you, Joey. I can't even tell you. It's like, what is wrong with you?
I am agreeing with you 1,000%.
How are you turning into a woman? You're turning into somebody's aunt.
Yes, very much so. I'm going to Montgomery's Men's Health right after the show, and we'll start there. I'll promise that tomorrow will be more manly.
No, seriously, get that wig and like you'll be right at home. Let's go to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey Ray, how you doing?
What's up, Ray?
Oh, I love the show. Hey, y'all know how y'all were talking about the foreign exchange students and their English not being like it, not up to par like it used to be?
Right,
Oh,
right.
So when the girls were younger, in the 11th grade, we'd always get a foreign exchange student for a year. And when Emma was in 11th grade, we had somebody from Mexico come up, April. Love April. She's still part of the family today. But what's so funny is she really couldn't speak English worth anything when she got here. But by the time she left, she was really good at it. So now that she's older, she's out of college, she works for one of these things that telemarketers things that you call in and the helpline.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every day she gets asked, "Where are you from?" And it's just Mexico, and tell them the part of Mexico she's from. She says, "But you're English. Where'd you learn to speak English?" And then she'll kick in the southern accent. She'll go, Alabama.
Yeah, you know. You know.
Oh goodness.
They're like, yeah, it's the weirdest thing to have a Mexican accent, but it has a southern twang. Yeah, we really taught her bad. It was awful.
You gave her a good education.
Yeah. Yeah, she really, I mean, her family's great. They came up for Emma's wedding. The whole family did. And when she finally, I think she's getting married this coming year. We're going to end up having to sneak down to Mexico for that. Nice. I can't miss it.
Nice.
But hey, if you need a floor with a little bit of southern twang to it, call us, 285-8117, except for Terry. It's going to be more of a Scottish southern.
That's right.
Yeah, just call them up, 285-8117. They'll come out and do a free in-home measurement. Then you pick the product you want to lay down, and they'll get the job done. Just that simple, folks. And when you call them at 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
But make sure you ask for Chad because he gives the best discounts.
He really does. He's not bad looking.
No, he's easy on the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
A little bit easy on that. He lost a bunch of weight, so he's doing better.
Well, good for him.
That was the politest way of saying that.
He knows he ain't good looking.
You used to be in politics. You are kind of, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think I advertise on the radio instead of TV? I got to face.
That's right. Face for radio, baby.
I have no business being on TV. Well, guys, y'all have a great day.
Hey, you too, Ray. Love it, man.
Did we learn anything today other than you're turning into a woman?
I've got to change my behavior, yes. And I'm
It's
agreeing
getting
with you.
bad. I didn't want to bring it up on air, but it kept happening off air.
And then it went with Ray. Continued on. So, yes, obviously, I've got to find a solution.
Something going on, man.
Got to find a solution.
We also learned that there is a ceasefire, even though all sorts of people are saying, no, the ceasefire is not holding.
Okay,
but
who's
then
using their hands now?
Using your hands to talk is not. That's
Just saying. Ceasefire, Joey.
How about this? All right.
This is why I love coming in here.
Likewise.
It really could be the worst news day ever. And I could even have crap going on in my life, but it's a couple hours I get to just forget about it all for a while.
Yeah, well, and we learned that if you had to ever confess your sins, it would be.
I think we did an 18-hour fishing trip.
Yeah,
that'd be the
at
way to do
least.
that. And I kind of, okay, what happens, and this maybe does happen, if they just walk away, if they just had enough, they just can't take no more of the confession.
I have heard, I saw in one interview a priest say, like, if the guy's like, yeah, I confess that I slept with this girl last night, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. It's like, get out.
Well, that one I understand.
Like,
but,
if you're not taking this seriously,
but
please
if I've
leave.
got somebody tied up for 13, 14 hours, at one point, are they just going to say, look, man, I got to go?
Now, what's going to happen is they might call in an exorcist. Crap. Yeah, like just knowing you and your past.
They're going to cost extra?
I don't know if it costs anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, other than your time.
I don't have much of that either.
And your repentance. Because you're going to really want to quit your ways.
That's also a challenge. I do want to better myself, so there's that.
Anyway.
You want to go have some bush lights?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay, just
you
me.
go do
me,
you.
I'm going to go do me.
Well, y'all stay tuned. Happy hour. Pamela's here. Greg's here.
That's right.
Should be a good time today.
It'll be a great time.
Y'all stay tuned. They're next.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this